SS&A Ovens and Murray. Don't drop it because you won't be able to afford it if you break it.
Really? Is that the perpetual one, or is that the one they give out?
No, this is the one they give out,
Yep.
which is obviously the very important one. But, of course, Jack Zeeble, champion of the North Melbourne Footy Club, Monty, he's sitting there in the back of the ute as the parade of champions in the back of the ute go around. And Jack Zeeble's a fantastic ambassador to the 2023 Grand Final, a real poster boy of what local football in this region has done.
Absolutely, and he's one of those kids that's always gotten back to Albury-Wodonga, especially around Christmas time or whatever, and he's not someone that's just forgotten about where he's come from. So, had a great career at North Melbourne, which was obviously come to the end this year, but
Chris Mitchell's boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel, and he's got George Holland-Smith alongside him.
He said to be very quick, but we would have loved to have seen you out there today, mate, but the eye socket just wasn't going to risk it today.
Yeah, mate, it's a great game for great day for footy. Obviously games you're disappointed to miss, but certainly not about me. This is a big day for the Albury Footy Club, and the first game was good to watch. The reserves played really well, and just looking forward to a hard contest against Pigeons. So should be a good day.
How close were you, mate, and when did you make the call?
Reasonably close, but it's this is about the boys. We're ready to go.
Enjoy the day, mate.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
There you go, George Holland-Smith. I wonder if he checked out the wicket while he's down there, Chriso.
I was going to say, he played a pretty straight bat.
He likes his cricket. He played a nice straight bat. Then I reckon he'd make runs out there too.
He said a lot without saying anything, didn't he?
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Hey, Chris, so you are down there, true centre wing on the grandstand side. Can you give us a bit of an atmosphere update, the weather conditions, and what's it like down there at ground level?
It might be hard to take a mark looking towards the grandstand end. I reckon I could only say that, but there's no breeze to speak of. The deck is absolutely in Mickey Mouse condition. The crowd is building. There's barely any space on the grass, and both sides of the ground is pretty full as well. So not any breath of wind to speak of. Obviously, our cameraman have got the perfect vantage point on the CT Donnelly stand there, but you guys have got in a pretty good spot too.
We certainly do, Chris. So, of course, the Parade of Champions still continuing on here. We've just had a couple go past us there. Anthony Pasquale, one of them freaking.
Yeah, just an update in the B-grade netball, which has obviously kicked off between Yarrawonga and the Wodonga Raiders. 6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter, 3 goals apiece in that game.
And, of course, Matt Fowler and Dan Leslie about to come past us here. Of course, Monty and of course you, Robbie, you would have seen these guys play at their prime. I was lucky enough to see the last bit of Les's career, and if he was half as good as what he was in his latter years, he would have been an absolute star, and two worthy people going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, Matty Fowler, this Lavington, he made his own. Triple premierships in 95, 96, 97 from the big fella, and he played well in all those grand finals too. Probably not the 95 one, it was a very wet day here, but he starred, particularly the 96 one.
I think he just gave us a gesture to talk him up a little bit more. Probably.
And Dan Leslie just probably hasn't trained off as much as Matty has. Dan's still looking as fit as ever. I reckon he almost looks like he'd still run around.
He certainly could. And
I hope we send that to Fowler.
Don't worry, I'll be making sure a copy gets to him. And as well, Robbie, I love this. I didn't know the juniors were going to be involved with the 12s of Albury Tigers, the 14s of North Albury, and the 16s of Lavington Panthers. Good to see the Panthers, boys. They've still got the medals on.
Yeah, they're showcasing those, aren't they?
I was going to say, haven't stopped, haven't been in bed yet.
I love it. And, of course, the Lavington girls, didn't they? I think they won all 3 grades on Albury-Wodonga Women's Grand Final day. Gussie, so they've had a good
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, was it?
2 out of 3. The Bulldogs won the 14s, Robbie.
And of course they've won the A-grade netball today, and they've won the under 16s and under 18s, and the reserves into the grand final. So it's been a really good year for the club.
Absolutely. Of course, we are 25 minutes away from the bounce of the ball in the senior men's football, and we'll take a break here on O&M Live Pregame. We're doing it thanks to our good friends at Baker Motors. Your call team this afternoon: Scott Montgomery on special comments, Chris Mitchell, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel, Brad Freak is on the 40-wing stat sheet, and myself, Gus McLeod, alongside Robbie McKinlay. Thanks to our good friends at McRae Motors. We'll take a break. You're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Here in the pre-game, thanks to Baker Motors, 2023 SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final Day. Your call team this afternoon, myself, Gus McLeod, alongside Robbie McKinlay. Scott Montgomery's on special comments. Brad Freaks on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Chris Mitchell, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. The umpires are making their way onto the ground. And Monty, fair to say we've got the best officiating today's game. There are no two better, in my opinion, than Ash Broughton and Jason Rain, and they'll be steering the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. They're clearly the best two, I think, in the game. And yeah, there's a few coming through behind them now, which is good to see. But, yeah, these two have been doing it for a long time. And I think it's number 8 for Jason and number 6 for Ash, grand finals. So, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to see.
Robbie, you've officiated as an umpire yourself, but also done some very... I thought the officiating in the AFL finals has been pretty good. The umpires put the whistle away, and I hope we see the same thing this afternoon.
Oh, Gussie, the biggest thing I've noticed when you make an opinion about umpiring, and I'm as guilty as anyone, if you're watching your own side play, if you've got a vested interest or a compassion interest in it, it is very hard for you to give a balanced point of view on it. If you're here as a neutral, quite often you really don't even know they're out there. I think as long as you get consistency, and particularly guys like Ash Broughton and Jason Rain, because they've umpired so much together, they're generally on the same page. So, I really don't think it does have an impact at all, to be honest. It's just players are going to adapt quickly. If there seems to be a bit of a trend with the way they're going, that's up to the players to adapt. I've always thought, Gussie, my mentality in and around umpiring is that you should umpire every single second of the game as if it's the last minute of a grand final and scores are level. And then you make your decisions in and around that situation of the game. I reckon that sets you up for a pretty consistent day at the office.
Oh, it certainly does. And, of course, the three umpires for today's game, Ash Broughton, Jason Rain and Callum Logan. Of course, a big shout-out.
Yeah, he has.
A big shout-out to Ash because he's officiating a milestone game today. It's going to be his 300th career game.
That's unreal, isn't it? That's a lot of games of footy to be out there umpiring.
Mont, that's why he was the emergency umpire last week, I bet.
Maybe to get the 300.
300 on the big day.
Yeah, maybe.
Or does the emergency count?
No, No, shouldn't. Definitely shouldn't unless you get out there. But also, they do that a lot where the guy who's going to definitely do the grand final won't get the prelim, and then the others are playing off against each other. Yeah. So it's one of those things, isn't it? But anyway.
A great mate of ours on the call team, Glenn Peachy. Peach umpired his last game yesterday too, out at the Hume League grand final. So Glenn Peachy. So Peachy likes listening and tuning in. So if he is, well done, mate. He's finished a terrific career, and no more jokes about his high school years.
that's going to kill about.
A lot of padding we used to use with his high school years, and how poor he might have been in high school, Robbie.
His daughter was down at Adrenaline the other day, Monson. With Gibbo's brother.
Yep.
And that's sort of come up. So, well done, Peach. And that. Here we go. And the Tigers are just about to come onto the ground for Luke Daly's final time running out with the Albury Tigers, the co-captain alongside Jimmy Grills.
Yeah, well said, Robbie. Of course, Luke Daly, one of only 2 former premiership players with the Albury Tigers. He'll add a lot of class and experience to the top end of Albury's lineup today. Chris O will cross boundary side to you for the Newmarket Hotel. Albury look like they've got a bit of a pep in their step as they make their way towards Travis Cartwright, the best photographer in the region, for a little bit of a happy snap before they hit to the warm-up.
Absolutely, Gussie. They've got a spring in their step. They're ready for the big one. You can tell lots of experience in this side as well, and a lot of guys experienced grand final day for the first time as well. They're just having their picture taken, and I love the little tackers running out in the banner as well. It's a great family tradition as well.
And Chris O, as you mentioned before, you spoke to George Holland-Smith. He was the possible to come into the lineup today. He's definitely out. The Albury Tigers are unchanged.
Yeah, unchanged. He didn't give much away, did he, George? But I reckon inside he would have been pretty devastated. He's not going to be out there today joining the Tigers.
Of course, the Albury Tigers will be warming up at the Lavington number 2 end of the ground. And if you're in the venue here today, cast your eyes up to the scoreboard. Of course, Logan Cartwright from Cartwright Productions alongside Luke from Indigo and Wangaratta Computers, with some great footage up on the screen here at Lavington as well, which will be complemented by the live stream as well. It really is a picturesque day for grand final day here in the pre-game, thanks to Baker Motors. Robbie, you're our resident crowd guesstimator. What are you going to go with here this afternoon?
All right, so I suppose you're going to take into consideration probably some Wangaratta Rovers supporters have left.
No, we want right here, right now.
All right, right here now, I'm going to go with maybe around 7 or 8.
I was thinking 7 in my head, Robbie. So yeah, I reckon that 7 or 8 is probably right, because we can't quite see how many up at the netball, but I'm sure there's still a lot up there.
I reckon you can account for at least 750 to 1,000 at the netball, particularly when the A grade was
7 or 8 pretty comfortably, because down in this pocket 2 is really full, obviously in the dry area. So
grandstand's good, Mont.
Yeah, it's great to see, and people are coming back. And how good is it to see that hill really starting to fill up too? Yep. With a day like today, it's where a lot of people want to try and perch up and watch today's game.
They certainly will.
I think the other thing, as Yarrawonga are about to come on the ground too, but one thing that's changed, Freaky, and it's just the way it is these days, the amount of, there's so many more people watching grand final day now because live streaming. Yeah. And we know the SS&A club set up, and
Club Mulwala down in Yarrawonga, a big shout out to all of them.
And I think Chriso's down there. I think he's got Jack Zeeble alongside. You got us down there, Chriso?
Yeah, thanks, Freaky. Got Jack Zeeble, Cup Ambassador, mate. Home ground for you, really, but must be thrilled to be part of this big day.
Oh, it's awesome. It's great to be back. I mean, what a day it is. The weather out here is incredible. It's an unbelievable facility. I've got some fond memories of this ground. Back in 2005, we won a thirds flag here. So, it makes me smile coming out here. It's very, very fun.
You've called time on your AFL career, mate. Congratulations on such success. So we're going to see you running around in the O&M next year?
We'll have to wait and see. I'd love to stay in the AFL coaching. I think that might take up a few weekends of playing time. Plus, I'm not sure whether my wife or my body will enjoy going back and playing too many games next year.
Before I let you go, mate, who's your tip today?
I think Yarra's going to get it done just. I think it's going to be close, but I think their firepower might be just too much on the big stage.
Thanks, Jack. Great to see you back, mate.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
The Cup Ambassador, Jack Zeeble, boundary side with Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. All I'm taking from that grab from Jack is there's a chance he's not officially ruling it out just yet, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think we were talking about it off air. Just doesn't quite get the full-time anti-inflammatories put into him by the doctors up if he's going to play country footy rather than the what he would have had at the AFL at North Melbourne. So he was someone that had a lot of injuries throughout his career, but what a career it was in the end. A guy that went top 10 to North Melbourne as a bottom-age kid, went pick 7 to North Melbourne in 2006, and as a bottom-age kid, it's an absolute massive career to end up getting 16 years out of himself.
Well, how many games did he under with, Mark?
230, I think.
Yeah, big effort, isn't it?
It's huge, and played in some prelims, played in a lot of finals. And he was a captain for the club as well. He was a guy that they spoke about being a captain as soon as he got to the club. They loved his professionalism, the way he went about it. And growing up. He was a kid that probably didn't know how good he was growing up. He sort of just went through the motions, always played a year older than what he should have, and was always touted to be going to bigger and better things, and he's got out there and had a great career.
14 minutes till we bounce the ball in the 2023 Grand Final. Freaky, we might go to you, mate. The 40-wing stat sheet. Of course, we keep tabs on 5 to 6 players from each team as well as some team-based stats. Who are you keeping your eyes on this afternoon?
Yeah, we'll start with the Yarrawonga side of things. Obviously, we've got Mark Wiley, who I think's had a really good year for Yarrawonga's probably been a little bit underrated because there's guys around him that take those lights. Lee Masters, Harry Wheeler, and Michael Gibbons, 2 boys that didn't get the opportunity to play in the Grand Final last year for injury reasons. Cam Wilson and Willie Wheeler rounds out for Yarrawonga. But for the Albury Tigers side of things, Jake Gaynor, who's nearly the most informed player out there today. Elliot Powell obviously won the Morris medalist this week. Anthony Miles, Jimmy Grills, Riley Bice, and then Braden O'Hara as well. So some real good ball winners for either side there. And as Chris Mitchell touched on in earlier in the pre-match, there's just perfect weather out there for these boys to get their hands on the footy and use it well.
Yeah, absolutely. Robbie, you've seen plenty of grand finals in your day. The start was what gave Wangaratta Magpies the box seat last year. Yarrawonga did find a way to claw themselves back into it, but we know with both of these teams, if they start well, they're going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, 100%, Gussie. I think at this particular level, it really is important, and we've seen that probably right throughout the final series when they played the last time. Yarrawonga got the start, and that's something they held. They had a nice buffer all game. I think the trick is for Albury is to try to avoid that. They've got to be in this contest, particularly at quarter time, and just break it down into the quarters, because we know the way they ran the game out last week. I think they'll really give themselves a chance if they can be within the 100 3/4 time. I've got no doubt about that, Mont, because they will back their fitness in. The only thing I think where Yarrawonga will be really good is Yarrawonga, very physical side, a bit like a battering ram side at times, aren't they, Mont? And that does take fitness off you as well.
Absolutely it does, and I think that's why Harry Wheeler is such a big in for him. He's that guy that can really get in there and get in and under and lay those bodies and put some pressure on the Albury players. But the one thing Yarrawonga also have, Robbie, is the 3 big forwards.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden the 3 key backs in Gilmore, Conlon and Wilson have to man up the whole day, because those 3 forwards in Casey, Conway and, of course, Lee Williams are so dangerous in their own right. They can't afford to drop off and give one of them a bit of leg rope, because they will hurt them on the scoreboard, because they can kick them from anywhere. And we've seen that Conway from outside 50, Williams from outside 50, and Matty Case is probably the longest kick of them all, and he can put them in from anywhere. So, yeah, that's the one thing that's the key difference I feel today, is that they've got the 3 key forwards that are going to account for the 3 key backs for Albury.
And, Mont, what do you think Albury would have identified, and something they're going to try to address from 2 weeks ago with the style of football they might play to try to... It was a little bit of a dour contest last game, but... I don't think that game suits Albury. What are they going to try to do different?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to try and open up the ground a bit more with their run, which we saw last week, especially after half-time. I thought the run of Bice, O'Brien, guys like that through the middle of the ground, they just took off, which made Wang defend them, and then all of a sudden they just had numbers inside 50 because they're working so much harder. And as we spoke about, their fitness is going to really hold them in good stead. You know, you've got guys like Milesy, who's probably not the quickest guy, but he just gets behind the footy and helps out. Braden O'Hara went up to a wing, which I feel he'll do the same today because of his kicking ability, and with that kicking ability, it can open the game up rather than someone who, may not be quite as good by foot playing on the wing, but they can run, whereas they set that up with their half forwards now that can run. O'Hara, if his kicking ability, going back through the middle, then they open up the game so much easier.
Right. And, Freaky, we've seen of late, Jake Page has developed into a bit of a tagger, a stopper. Who do you think, last week they targeted Dan Sharrock in Wangaratta. Who do you think Jake Page will go to?
I think it'll probably be one of maybe Mark Wiley or Willie Wheeler as well. Willie Wheeler probably might be the one for mine, just because of, as we touched on, that connection that he has got with Lockie Howe in the middle of the ground there. And if they can stop that, the easy breakaway. One thing I vividly remember from last year's grand final when Yarrawonga were really on the charge is just that connection between Howe and Wheeler in the middle of the ground and being able to get the ball and run away. One other one, I think I was touching on off-air with you, Robbie, earlier, was I wonder if Albury might put some time into like a Bailey Frontfelder to really try and nullify the leg speed that Yarrawonga are going to have off that half-back line. We've seen him move into the back half of the ground for the year, and he's been outstanding for him across half-back, and he's bobbing up the ground and kicking goals as well. But if you can nullify his leg speed and his ball use, I think that's going to go a long way to stop getting Yarrawonga getting that speed on the ball. And as you touched on with Milesy and the guys like that, then maybe Arna's got the bigger leg speed. It's going to allow them to get behind the ball better and set up defensively.
Yeah, I don't know who it's going to be, but I think Reece King might be the one that might have that little bit of a defensive
That's a good
role
call.
on Fromfelder. We've seen what he can do with his pressure, but I feel that he might just have that defensive mindset today, and he'll be the guy that goes to someone like a Fromfelder.
Whoever it is, and Reece King might be the perfect one. They've got to be dangerous. They've got to be able to put it on the scoreboard to make Fromfelder think, I can't be the one that goes. I've got to be able to hold off and not allow him to come back and defend me.
So, of course, the players are making their way to their lineups. Of course, we'll have the national anthem and a welcome to country here ahead of the big dance. They are facing our broadcast position, which looks absolutely sensational. The logos, I was out here yesterday, were painted by a robot.
A robot?
What?
Yeah,
They're taking over the robots?
The robots painted those lines. It looked absolutely superb, and hence why they look absolutely outstanding. Of course, Albury Tigers to the left of your screen, or left of your radio dial. Yarrawonga on the right. They'll be kicking. We don't know which way they'll be kicking. They'll be warming up to the Hannah Street end. And, of course, we're about to cross down boundary side.
We'll put Irvine with the
I don't know if that'll
today.
last. Darcy Smith did it in the twos, and they went by, I'm going to say, quarter time. We're going to cross boundary side now for a welcome to country.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gumbarnagu Radri Ngurumbang, Ngaji Darren White and Galari Bila Radri Kabir. My name's Darren. I'm a Lachlan River Condoblin Radri person here living in Albury, and I'd just like to welcome you all here on behalf of our local Indigenous community, home of the Radri people, our traditional custodians, elders past and present. Gwambarna Bangarang, Gwambarna Radri, and welcome to all of you. Welcome to Radri country, part of the oldest living culture in the world, and I'd like to sing for you the Radri welcome song and put towards our players, our referees, umpires, our support staff and all of our fans to say what a wonderful day, great opportunity for our communities coming together for sport. May the spirit of our ancestors keep you safe and well and give you swiftness, and may the best team win for today. Gwambarnagu Radri Ngurumbang, Mandangu, thank you. Wambarna Ginyarni Gindugada, Wambarna Ginyarni Hagindugada, Wambarna Ginyarni Gindugada, Wambarna Ginyarni Hagindugada, Angaji Gaga, Angaji Minya, Nundalana, Wanagagalana, Yendimara, Nundalana, Wanagagalana, Yendimara. Nundalana, Wanagagalana, Yendimara, Nundalana, Wanagagalana, Yendimara. Gwambarnagu Radri Ngurumbang. Welcome to Radri country. Go. Thank you.
Darren White with a fantastic welcome to country. And here's the national anthem on grand final day. It's Australia Fair, rings across the Lavington Sports Ground as we edge closer to the bounce of the ball in the 2023 SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final. It's a jam-packed Lavington Sports Ground, and we are 2 minutes away from the final game of football in season 2023 getting underway. It's the Yarrawonga Pigeons and the Albury Tigers, live and free right here on O&M Live. Boys, in our final preparations, we are building up to what is going to be a fantastic game of football. Monty, you're our special comments man. You're our expert for this afternoon. Where's the game going to be won and lost?
Yeah, through the middle of the ground. We know how good both ruckmen are, both Lockie Howe and Isaac Muller, but whoever can link best with their midfielders is the team that's going to get on the front foot early. We know how damaging the forward line of Yarrawonga is, and with Jacob Collin at the other end playing a bit of a lone hand, but Connor O'Sullivan comes into this side. I'd love to see him rip this game apart early, a couple of big grabs. We know how athletic he can be, but he probably hasn't had the footy in his hands enough in this final series. So to see Aubrey get on the front foot through the middle of the ground, give him a chance, give Jacob Collin a chance, that's where the game's going to be won, and it comes down to Isaac Muller v Lockie Howe, I feel.
Freaky on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, I think I agree with Monty there. I think the middle of the ground is going to be where it's won and lost. And we saw a couple of weeks ago as well, it's probably going to be who's going to take their opportunities. On the day a couple of weeks ago, I believe Albury was 4-15 that day. Obviously, they pushed them one. Yarrawonga didn't really take their opportunities in that second semi-final as well. So on grand final day, we've seen in the final series in the AFL, VFL, Tulang League, wherever it is, if you don't take your opportunities, you're going to get done. So whoever team can obviously take their opportunities out of getting the use out of the middle of the ground is going to give themselves a really good shot to win the flag today.
We'll bounce across boundary side to Chris Mitchell very shortly for the toss of the coin. Chris, I believe we've got you now, mate. You're down at true centre wing. The toss of the coin not too far away, but there's a big crowd building here at Lavington.
Yeah, massive crowd. I was just talking to David Sinclair, chairman of the O&M before, and he thinks they're going to get over 10,000 people here today. Just a great crowd. Obviously, the hill's always busy as well, but he pointed to the rest of this facility here and how much it's packed all around the ground. So a huge crowd here. What should be a big game here. Got Luke Daly coming in for the toss of the coin with Lee Masters.
We'll cross back down to you shortly. Chris O as players just finished their warm-ups. Chris O, might get you as close as possible to that coin toss, of course. Chris O, any breeze to speak of down the hint of the toss?
No, not down in the middle here, and they're just shaking hands with Jack Siebel.
So Jack Siebel, the 2023 Ovens and Murray Premiership Cup ambassador, throws the coin aloft. And we'll cross back down to Chris O for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, Lee Masters has won the toss and kicking to the grandstand end. What end are you calling that?
The Hannah Street end.
Hannah Street end, there we go. Yep.
And there was a big sports club there until about 6 weeks ago, which has been bulldozed big names.
She's gone, mate, yeah. A lot of people pretty happy about that. Some sad, but yeah, great part of history.
Some great memories of you growing up, I reckon. Big Mac, that club over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as I said, a lot of people glad to see it go.
Chris Mitchell, your tip, and I want a Did Simpson medalist from you as well.
Yarrawonga 13 points. Mark Wiley did Simpson medal.
Brad Freak on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, Yarrawonga by about 18 points. And I reckon Michael Gibbons will get the did today.
I tipped it during the week. I'm going to go Aubrey and Elliot Powell to go the double for the medals during the week.
McRae Motors, special comments from Scott Montgomery. Robbie McKinlay calling today's action on O&M Live. A tip from you?
Yeah, I said extra time. I'm going to stick with it. And Gibbo,
who wins in extra time?
Yarra win in extra time, and Gibbo gets the medal.
I'm going to go with the Albury Tigers, and I think Crean will rise to the top. Anthony Miles will claim the 2023 Did Simpson medal. It's a jam-packed Lavington Sports Ground heading towards 10,000 people rolling through the gates. If you thought the noise was loud on Friday night up at the MCG, well, you're in for a shock as what Lavington will prepare for you this afternoon. Yarrawonga have won the toss. They will kick to the Hannah Street end of the Lavington Sports Ground, or the right of your TV screen. The Albury Tigers, they'll be kicking to the Lavington number 2 end, and that is the left of your screen. Your call team for this afternoon on the 40-wing stats is Brad Freak. Freaky, who are we keeping eyes on this afternoon?
Yeah, for the Pigeons, we've got Mark Wiley, Lee Masters, Harry Wheeler, Michael Gibbons, Cam Wilson, and Willie Wheeler. For the Albury Tigers, we've got Jake Gaynor, Elliot Powell, Anthony Miles, Jim Grills, Riley Bice, and Braden O'Hara.
Scott Montgomery on the McRae Motors, special comments?
Just looking at where the boys have gone to line up, and Jacob Page has gone straight into the middle and gone straight to Willie Wheeler, boys.
It's game on here at Lavington, first versus second in the home and away season. They've met on 3 occasions this year.
Michael Duncan.
Bit of argy-bargy behind the play. Umpire Jason Rain ready to get the grand final underway. Brad Freak, Scott Montgomery, Chris Mitchell, Robbie McKinlay and myself, Gus McLeod with you. The Sharon's held aloft and the big dance for A-grade oils and batteries is underway with Robbie.
Muller got the tap. A good one too. Gained 10 metres. Willie Wheeler went for Gibbons first hand, but he might have got tackled high. And he has. The free kick is going to go the way of Michael Gibbons. Handball release immediately. Got it to Bailey Fraunfelder. Finds Lockie Howe between halfback and centre wing. Grandstand side of the ground. Howe now winds up, decides to go short, kicks intercepted, comes to ground now. Gathered by Einsborn, got hit without the footy. King went through hard. Howe got hold of him. Gathered now, hurried handball, falls away of Muller. Muller handball released a quick one there. It was Byrne, had to get rid of it now. Ryan Bruce, Whooper Irvine pumps it to half forward for Yarrawonga.
Casey was the target. He brought it to ground level. Head over the football was Wiley. Yarrawonga inside forward 50. Conway went through his mitts. Now it spills out the back. Lee Williams joins in the party. On hands and knees. Yarrawonga under the pump. It's Koopman. Dribbling kick. And he had options on the hands. He had Michael Gibbons, but it's across the face for a minor score.
Yeah.
McRae motor, Scott Montgomery.
Jesse Wilson's hobbling big time. I reckon he's done an ankle or something, boys, and he doesn't look happy. I think he's going to come straight off.
We'll get Chris Mitchell boundary side to monitor that one for the Newmarket Hotel. For Steerline, Yarrawonga lead 1-0.
So Lucas Conlon drives it to the wing. Velodrome side. Garlett was very clever. Gathered the ball. Kicked it long. Jacob Conlon marks for Aubrey. 80 out from goal. Very open forward line. Bice. Good pressure though. Ryan Bruce. Bice got on his feet. So did Bruce. Paddled it to the advantage of Pendergast. He was knocked over by Conlon. Ball in dispute. Half forward. And it'll be balled up 50 away from the Tigers' goal. Yarrawonga lead 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're just hearing our effects might there with Jesse Wilson. He's not happy at all, and Jay Hillary's come on to replace him.
I reckon that could be his day done, boys. Christo for the Newmarket will monitor that. Muller from the rucker, high up and under. Morey sits underneath it. Went through his mitts. Heiner Hennessy got taken high. Knights Tyson gets it out to Masters. Now Lockie Howe for the Pigeons. Kicks long down the line, but it's going to come back pretty quick because Braden O'Hara sits underneath this one. On to Duncan, 55 from home. Top of the goal square, Michael Duncan. Misses to the right-hand side for a minor score. So it's all square here in the 2023 Ovens and Murray Grand Final at 1 behind apiece, and that's on the Steelline scoreboard.
Yeah, Jesse Wilson just getting that left ankle re-strapped, guys, but not in a good way, and hit the bench as he came down too. So
we heard it, Chris.
So Pendergast brings the ball back into 1-1 in the Grand Final. Couple of minutes gone. Handball to O'Hara, cleverly. Back to Byrne, kicks a beauty. Finds Jeff Garlett 40 metres out directly in front.
Hasn't got a goal in the finals either, boys, so this could be his first.
And Braden O'Hara, how good were those hands there? Clean below his knees, gave it out. And Maxi Byrne, he's been the unsung hero, I think, of the back six for the Albury Tigers all year. Been absolutely fantastic, and that kick inside 50 was nothing short of brilliant.
Jeff Garlett for the first goal of the Grand Final. Comes in, kick on the way. Has drifted left. Minor score, Aubrey 2, lead Yarrawonga 1. That's on the Steelline scoreboard. And Chris Mitchell, I believe Aubrey were checking the knee of Jesse Wilson as well.
Yep, he's just gone down to the rooms for some more attention, so we'll just keep you updated there.
So the kick in from fullback went to the Velodrome side and some good defensive work, and it's on behind the footy here. Reece King is absolutely getting stuck into Michael Gibbons.
Yeah, he sure did, and it's on, absolutely on. They're not going to take it standing here today, Yarrawonga, whereas last week I think Aubrey got away with a little bit this tactic off the ball.
I reckon there's a free kick in there, boys.
Freaky.
I didn't see what it was for. I can only imagine it was for something high, and Michael Gibbons has got the ball for Yarrawonga.
Will this be his first 40 winks for the day?
Yeah, second.
So Gibbons across half back for the Pigeons, kicks long down the Velodrome side wing. Well done, Conway. Got to the front spot, and he's got his mitts on it nice and early for the Pigeons. His right foot kick was a wobbler up towards half forward. Isaac Muller for the Tigers. Dispossessed of the footy, now it's on to Byrne. On the overlap was Page, trying to get the ball out wide to Jimmy Grills. The captain got taken late as he kicked. High down the line, Masters the target. Whooper Irvine going in hard, now it's on to Bruce. The Tigers intercept, inboard to Elliot Powell, lost his footing at the crucial moment. Swings around on the hands, trying to get it back towards Miles. 60 from home, Miles lowers the ice to Heiner Hennessy. 45 metres out, tough angle.
Yeah, how good was that? Anthony Miles, Elliot Powell, all involved, the prime movers through the middle of the ground for Aubrey there, and Heiner Hennessy, reward for effort. He was involved in the lead-up play with a good handball towards Elliot Powell, and then it obviously hit the ground, come back out, and then he's worked hard inside 50 and got a bit of a break on Whooper Irvine. And too good here. Colby Hine-Hennessy should be able to get the distance from here, Robbie.
He's going to have to kick 52, 53 metres to the Lavington number 2 end. Kicks it high in the air, and it just falls short. Helped across the line for a minor score. The Albury Tigers, they move to 3 behinds to Yarrawonga 1 behind, and that's on the Steel Line scoreboard 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Harry Wheeler's on the ground for the first time, guys. He hasn't played since round 12. His right knee heavily strapped.
On the 40 wing stat sheet, 5 inside 50s to Albury. Yarrawonga had the first one to the first inside 50 of the game, but the ball hasn't been able to get over halfway for them since then.
Well, it's going to come back inside forward 50. Gilmore took a good grab. Hodson just on the ground. Lovely spoil by Big Howe. It went straight to Whooper Irvine. His kick's not a good one. Maxi Byrne has it. 70 out from goal. Goes short. Finds Hodson. Plays on immediately. Handball. Got it to O'Brien. Back to Hodson for a goal. Tigers got the first one. And there's a bit going on behind play. 1 goal, 3-9. The Tigers lead Yarrawonga 1 point. 6 minutes have gone, and that is on the A.T. Jones time clock.
Yeah, how good was that? Bryden Hodson, we speak about his skill level all year, and then he gets that one, a 1-2 inside 50, and the finish to get the first goal of the 2023 grand final.
7 inside 50s now for Albury Tigers on the 40 wing stat sheet inside the first 6 minutes of this game. As you said, Yarrawonga had the first one and haven't had one since.
First draw, or first score, I should say, of a major goes the way of the Albury Tigers. Back live in the centre, Willie Wheeler. The clearance inside 50 for Yarrawonga. Well done, Luke Daly. Good use of the body. Williams comes through. The big barometer got smashed.
And they're into him.
It's
on again.
Tigers to get him down.
There's a few swings at him while he's on the ground, I reckon.
And he's pretty quick to get back up here, is big Leroy. He'll trot back to the goal square, his traditional home. Muller took it out of the ruck, just got the kick away. Fronfeld over the top of him, allowed Morey to find Mark Wiley a bit of space. 40 from home, kicks to the hot spot. Coburn at ground level.
Free kick.
Scott Montgomery for McRae Motors.
Yeah, front on contact there from Jay Hillary. He was out of position. It was great work rate again from Braden Coburn, who was at the stoppage, broke forward towards goals, and Mark Wiley just waited and waited till he had that extra metre of space. Kicked it to him perfectly and got the free kick for front on contact. Otherwise, he would have taken an uncontested mark at the top of the goal square. He should go back and put this one through.
Been in scintillating form as Coburn. 10 metres out, directly in front. The first on the board for the Pigeons. Comes via Braden Coburn. 2 point lead to the Albury Tigers. 139 to 117, I should say, on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Couple of early disposals for Mark Wiley and Michael Gibbons for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and Braden O'Hara's had 2 early disposals as well for the Albury Tigers. Tigers have taken 2 marks inside forward 50 from their 7 entries so far in the game.
Yeah, hot start. Hot indeed. Right around the ground. We expect nothing less. Bice in the middle now, running with Harry Wheeler. He's just checking out his little ribs. Hodson and Cam Wilson. And then it's going to be Lockie Howe and Isaac Muller in the ruck. Here we go. It's a goal apiece. Powell pushed off the footy. Head over the ball was good from Wiley. He set up the last goal. Back to Hodson. He got met head on. Keep an eye on that one, Monty. A little bit going there. Harry Wheeler gets a kick. Inside forward 50 it goes. But beautifully read by Michael Duncan. He sees a lead from Hine-Hennessy. Kicks magnificent. Hine-Hennessy couldn't hold on to it. Grills will track after it. So does Masters. Hine-Hennessy got a handball to Jimmy Grills. Kicks the ball deep towards O'Hara, who marks 52 metres out from goal. He'll wheel around quick. 1-on-1 in the goal square. O'Hara goes long. Got a good piece of it. Misses to the near side. Minor score 1-4-10 Albury. Yarrawonga 1-1-7. Almost 9 minutes gone. Here's Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Thanks, Robbie. We go to Brad Freak for a 40-wing stats update at the 10-minute mark, almost the 10-minute mark of the first.
Yeah, 8 inside 50s already for the Albury Tigers, so they're getting a lot of repeat entries, where Yarrawonga's only had the 4 entries so far. Braden O'Hara is up to 3 disposals early in this game.
Lee Masters, the captain of Yarrawonga, marks in the back pocket. He's going to hug the boundary line. It's a nice-looking kick. The mark's been taken by Harry Wheeler. Great to have him back in the SS&A Ovens and Murray following a long stint with injury. Straight back in for the big dance for the Pigeons. The vice-captain, Harry Wheeler. Long kick down the line, not the best kick, out of bounds on the full. Lucas Conlon, the recipient, true centre wing, Velodrome side. Dangerous kick inboard. O'Brien had to work hard. Great work from Willie Wheeler. Now it's Conway, up to him. O'Brien for the Tigers, comes back inboard to Gilmore, evades the tackle, and he should be gone holding the ball. Umpire let it go. Coburn kicked to half forward, trying to find Koopman. He was wrapped up by Michael Duncan, and the Albury Tigers survive a scare.
Been a red-hot footy early. Every time they get it, they're under the pump straight away. Both teams here applying a lot of pressure and a lot of heat off the ball as well.
Howe tapped it. Over it is Hodgson. Hillary did well. Got a hurry kick to centre wing. Sitting underneath it there was Ryan Bruce. Couldn't take hold of the footy. A handball was shovelled out towards him now. Over the footy, now's a chance here for Wiley. Tackled though, had to give a handball backwards to Ryan Bruce. It worked out okay. He got around one, kicked long towards half forward. Williams is there. Gee, that's a good grab. Lee Williams marks, kicks it to a one-on-one. Conway! Dylan Conway marks for Yarrawonga. 20 out on a 45-degree angle.
Just the work Conway did off the ball there. Little shove into Gilmore's chest as they turned back towards the footy. Just gave him enough break there. The kick from Lee Williams, I think a lot of people thought he was going to kick it through for goal, but just pulled the kick late and put it out in front of Conway, and a great mark. He should go back and put this one through.
Jesse Wilson back with his left knee strapped as well, boys. So interesting to see if he'll return. It looks like he's going to do some warm-ups along the boundary.
Conway, it's a long approach. Run up of almost 30 metres. He's going to kick it from 25. He likes it. Conway gets the pigeon second. And for the first time today, they hit the front. They lead it 2-1-13. Albury 1-4-10. And we've gone 11 minutes on the A.T. Jones time clock. We're doing this one for A-grade oils and batteries. Chris Mitchell, a further update on that injury to Jesse Wilson.
Yeah, just doing some lateral running and some leg raises just to see how it is. But left knee very heavily strapped. Going to sit down again. I'll keep you updated there. But how about Lee Williams is kicking? He hasn't kicked a goal yet, but he's set up too. So a great start from the big key forward.
Almost 12 minutes gone on the A.T. Jones time clock. It's a 3-point lead to the Pigeons. Elliot Powell was held. Coming off the square was Hodgson. Sat underneath it to get wrapped up in a big tackle. Bice evades some traffic onto Miles as the Tigers turn this midfield ball into attack. At half forward, O'Hara left it behind. Powell finds some space. 25 from home, Elliot Powell! Sunjan goal today as Elliot Powell responds instantly for the Albury Tigers, and they hit the lead by 3 points thanks to Steel Line.
One thing we talk about how deep Yarrawonga's midfield is, but how deep is Albury's midfield? Elliot Powell resting forward there. What a finish from the little maestro Morris medalist, and a great start to this game so far. Goals at both ends very quickly.
A couple of early disposals for Elliot Powell to go with that goal there. Anthony Miles, Jim Gills and Riley Bice have had 2 disposals as well. Braden Harris had 3, and 3 early disposals for Mark Wiley and Lee Masters for the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
Good game of footy. We'd expect nothing less. 16-13, 12 and a half minutes gone. A-grade oils and batteries. First quarter action. O'Sullivan into the ruck against Casey. O'Sullivan won his own football. A mongrel old punt kick wobbled into half forward. Reece King's there. Lovell tracks him. King stays in his ground. Lovell did well. Lovell might get a free kick here. He will. And in behind play, Harry Wheeler goes down in front of Bice.
I think Bice might have made that hell happen there, Robbie. Just slung him away because I think he's putting a bit of work into him off the ball here.
So great tackle there from Lovell off half back.
Oh, Jesse Wilson's in no.
Pumps him long to centre field. Ball spills free. Chance here for Riley Bice off the left foot. Oh, good grab. Goodness me. Lee Masters has taken the lead body and paint. Mark of the day.
And his kick wasn't great, though, Robbie. Trying to find Gibbons, hit him on the chest.
Paid the mark.
He's going to pay the mark?
Paid the mark.
Oh, well spotted, Monty. Thanks to McRae Motors. Gibbons' numbers, thanks to 40 Winks.
Third disposal of the day.
Kicks down the line. Williams out in front. Manhandled by Duncan. Umpire let it go. Now it's Miles for the Tigers. His kick went about 35 metres in the air and only gained about 5 metres in yards. Hodgson kicks it across his body inside forward 50. Well done, Tyson. Made a good contest. Now Irvine exits defensive 50 and he finds Gibbons once again across right half back for Yarrawonga.
Out in the full, Gussie.
He was very close to the boundary line, and the umpire has said it's out of bounds on the full. You're not going to argue with Ash Broughton and Robbie. This is going to send Albury into attack. The ball's in the hands of Hodgson.
And he goes short, and he finds Heiner Hennessy. Jesse Wilson's back on the ground, boys, but gee, he's proppy.
Very
That's a
proppy.
good way to describe it, Mont.
Yeah, he tried to change the direction before and could not go, so it's going to be an interesting one to see what they do.
Hard to see him staying out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. But how good was that kick again? Hodson, we talk about his kicking. He's kicked the goal already, and that kick inside 50 to Heiner Hennessy was absolutely spot on again. Did not have to break stride, and a good grab from Colby.
Tight angle, 50 out. Heiner Hennessy, kick on the way. Got a good piece of it. Top of the goal square. Masters flew high and thumped it through for a rush behind. Albury 2-5-17, Yarrawonga 2-1-13. Almost 15 minutes gone here in the grand final. Brad Freaks, 40 winks.
Yeah, 13 inside 50s in this first quarter to 6 in favour of the Albury Tigers. They've just been able to get more consistent repeat entries in this first term.
The Tigers 2-5-17, the Pigeons 2-1-13 thanks to Steerline. We've played 15 minutes in the first term. The kick from fullback was dangerous. The Tigers have numbers, but now it's Bruce for Yarrawonga. A long kick down the line, but Max Byrne, third bite of the cherry, sits underneath it, intercepts for Albury. Comes out to the grandstand side wing to find Jay Hillary. His kick was okay. Page had to work hard to mark it. He's right in front of our broadcast position. True centre wing, grandstand side of the Lavington Sports Ground. Umpire calls Page to play on. O'Hara's the target, missed a lot of them. Trying to keep it alive here is Yarrawonga by Masters, and I reckon he should have taken it across the paint.
Surely.
Yeah.
Chris Mitchell, Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, it looked like it was touch off the boot, but I think he's going to play out on the full.
He will, and it's going to be Braden O'Hara just forward of true centre wing Robbie for the Tigers.
Yeah, out in the full. He's 75 out. Got Conlon lurking, 15 out from goal. That's where the direction of the kick goes. Pendergast tracks him. Getting back. Logan Morey took a sensational grab. Elite body and paint mark of the day contender. He had an option to go to Casey. He goes towards Einspine and Whooper Irvine. O'Hara from behind flew high. Coming through is Gibbons. He crashed into his teammate there, Einspine. Him and O'Hara say g'day to each other. And it'll be a boundary throw in 80 metres around from the Tigers' goal. They lead 2-5-17, Yarrawonga 2-1-13. Monty?
Yeah, the pressure coming from the back half here for Albury's been fantastic. They're putting Yarrawonga under the pump every time, and they can't get a clean defensive 50 breakaway.
Wheeler, that's Willie, wrapped up in a big tackle from the boundary throw-in. Umpire Jason Rain says we'll ball this footy up once again.
Great call.
Certainly was. Give that one to Muller out the back. Willie Wheeler's tracking it. Page hot on his heels like we expected. And joining in the action here is Jake Gaynor. We'll go to Brad Freak on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, a couple of boys from either side had slow starts. Cam Wilson and Jake Garner yet to touch the footy yet on the 40-wing stat sheet.
4-point lead to the Tigers. We've played 17 minutes here in the first term. O'Hara's been lively. Handball back to Muller. Free kick and a whistle.
Yeah, Gibbons held on too long.
Umpire Jason Rain's going to bring this one back. Monty, it's going to be a free kick to the Albury Tigers. Braden O'Hara, the recipient.
Yeah, not the guy you want to give a free kick to in this position because he's kicking so elite. He'll find a target inside 50 here.
He looks for that, Monty. Goes to the pocket. O'Sullivan flew high. Here's Garlett. Watch this one from Jeffy. Ooh. Pendergast was coming late just in case it was heading towards the goals. It was on the left-hand side of the goalpost. So another minor score to Albury. This trend throughout the year continues. 2-6-18 the Tigers. Yarrawonga 2-1-13. And we've gone almost 18 minutes on the A.T. Jones time clock. Here's Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Great kick from Pendergast out wide to the Velodrome side, but didn't quite have the legs. Conway takes it across the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. For the Newmarket Hotel, we'll cross boundary side to Chris Mitchell.
Yeah, Riley Bice coming on for the Morris medalist, who's got a little bit of a strap on his right knee, but he's had a great start to the game as well.
So a boundary throw-in across half forward for the Albury Tigers on the Velodrome side. Good positioning in the ruck from Muller. Now Grills wrapped up in a big Wheeler tackle. That was Harry. And the umpire's going to pay holding the ball, Monty.
Yeah, he's pinged him. Yeah, I thought he might have been in the back at first, but the umpire said, no, too bad. You had a chance there, Jimmy.
He calls Harry Wheeler to play on, so he kicks out wide and he finds the big ruckman, Lockie Howe, up against Isaac Muller. He's got the ball across left half back, Velodrome side for Yarrawonga.
Yeah, so Howe too. That fist had collected Isaac's head. He'd have been all over Red Rover. So here's a chance now for Byrne. At wing, Velodrome side. He'll come out the back. Cam Wilson. Fetched out by Lucas Conlon. A 1-2 there with Grills. Turnover. Yarrawonga have got it midfield now. Wheeler goes short. Finds Conway. No one in the goal
Open
square.
50.
He loads up. The ball's got the carry. Hits the goal square and rolls through for a goal. Sunjang goal of the day contender. Dylan Conway has two. Yarrawonga are back in front. 19-18. beautifully set up that turnover. Wilson was involved. And Monty, the Pigeons are back in front.
Absolutely. How good was that? Dylan Conway, as soon as he looked up and saw no one inside 50, he knew he had the legs and got it there just in front of, I think it might have been Reece King running back. But, yeah, how good was that? The movement from Yarrawonga there, fantastic. And they just showed if you don't put it on the scoreboard early, it can hurt you, as Albury have not been able to do yet.
15 inside 50s to 7 to start this game, and Yarrawonga have got the lead.
Almost 20 minutes gone in the first term, and it's a 1-point ball game. Yarrawonga lead the Tigers thanks to Steerline. Back in the centre. Evading this contest and running away is Gibbons. Kicks inside, forward to a worm burner. Conway again. The mid-season recruit. He's getting his hands on everything. He'll have a set shot 30 metres out directly in front.
And I think
too strong.
This is coming back to Jesse Wilson's injury. He's the matchup for him, but Jay Hillary's had to go there to cover for Wilson, who's not 100%. So it's going to be a bit too strong and a bit too big for Jay Hillary. So Aubrey going to have a look at this and maybe try and get Conlon onto him and leave Williams or whoever's up the ground a little bit more with a different matchup.
He's so much time in centre for Gibbons in the middle there too, wasn't there?
He's a big game player, is Conway. Best on ground in a VFL grand final for Port Melbourne a couple years back. This for his third in the first term. Strikes it horribly. And it just stays inside for a minor score. So Yarrawonga moved to 3-2-20. The Albury Tigers 2-6-18. Almost 21 minutes gone thanks to A.T. Jones, first term of the big dance.
Yeah, it's a great call, Mont, what you're saying there about the situation they've got with Jess Wilson. As a kick in comes from Conlon to Hodgson. Yeah, it's changed the tactic, hasn't it? Wilson was that ideal matchup. As Hodgson finds Elliot Powell, and he'll find Jay Hillary. He's found a little bit of room. He got away from Conway on this occasion. He's between half-back and centre wing. Broadcast side of the ground. Oh, Irvine Whooper was underneath it. He couldn't get it on the second bite. It's gone right in front of you down boundary side, Chris Mitchell.
I can nearly throw it back in, but you'd think Hamish Gilmore would be a pretty good matchup as well if he gets a chance.
Hope you're enjoying today's first quarter of the grand final thanks to A-grade oils and batteries. It's the Pigeons by 2 points, 3-2-20 to Albury 2-6-18. 21 and a half gone for Steerline. Muller won the tap down. Gaynor left it behind. On top, coming away from that contest. The ball goes towards Michael Gibbons. It was nice work there from Jordan Urquhart to get the little dinky kick over the top. Gibbons, true centre wing, grandstand side, tries to find Conway. Good work there from Hillary. Got a fist in. Miles got taken high by Conway.
And they've paid it.
And the umpires paid it. So umpire Jason Rains found a free kick here for Anthony Miles, and we'll get his numbers from Brad Freak on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, coming up for his fourth disposal in this first quarter.
Turnover? No. Averted. Jeff Garlett, brilliant. Read the pack superbly. Has two bounces. Has the third. Gibbons chases. Garlett's kick wasn't a penetrating one. Riley Bice went it pretty well. Logan Morey tackled him superbly. Mopped up by Cam Wilson. Handball to Wiley. Got it onto Urquhart for Yarrawonga. Kicks it inside forward 50. Conlon. Lucas read it superbly, drives it to half forward. O'Hara, Masters, masterclass from Lee Masters, takes a good mark centre wing.
He certainly marked it vertically on the ground, boys. Incredible mark from Lee Masters.
He's a contender for the Optus quarters best, that's for sure. Casey pumps Yarrawonga into attack. Williams the target. Williams second bite of the cherry. Koopman lost his footing as the ball spilt towards the boundary line.
Wilson's down again, boys. He's down again with that knee. I reckon he's done.
Of course, he toughed it out early.
No.
He's in a lot of strife, he's Jesse Wilson. I reckon that's his day done, Mont.
Absolutely. He didn't want to get up off the ground. He's trying to get up and he's trying to walk off, but I don't reckon he'll be able to get off at his own steam here.
So 23 minutes gone.
He's not wanting to come off, boys, and the umpires are holding it up for some reason.
I think he was just trying to get into position a man up down there.
So boundary throw-in, back into play, deep into attack for the Pigeons. Casey head over the football. Umpire's going to say, give it here, boys. We'll ball the footy up. 23 and a half minutes gone. The ball's going to go up 25 metres from Yarrawonga goal.
Yeah, great chance here for the Pigeons. We've hit time on. Page over the footy. Kick off the ground by Garlett was good. Heiner Hennessy covering ground. Tackled cleverly by Irvine. And it's going to be a free kick here to Whooper.
Yep, holding the footy.
Yep, he'll have it. I think he's too far out to score. Irvine, he's right in front of the grandstand pocket flank. And he's pointed at the goal square. So Irvine, he goes short now. George Gibbons!
What a hit. What a hit.
He telegraphed it, and no one was looking for it except Michael Gibbons. who'll have a tricky little shot. Monty, 25 out, grandstand pocket.
Absolutely. This is a hard pocket to kick from because the wind just holds and holds because of the grandstand. As soon as it comes out from behind the grandstand, the wind can just grab it a little bit. So it's a tough pocket. Needs to aim for probably the right-hand goalpost here and let the wind do a little bit to take it to the middle of the goals.
Well, he would have practiced this during his time here at thirds. Gibbo comes in now, drop punch. He's across the face, won't make the distance. Ball stays in play. Tricky situation. Maxi Byrne, clever hands, on to Luke Daly. Luke Daly's kicks a good ball. O'Brien, King overran it. He paddled it. He kept it in. And it's going to be called back. The boundary umpire had his hand in the air, Gus McLeod for Macrae Motors. It'll be thrown in. 24 minutes gone first quarter. Yarrawonga lead by 2 points.
So Albury will be looking just to sort of absorb a bit of pressure here, not let the Pigeons score. And they're going to face a fair bit of attacking pressure here. Masters kicks inside forward, 50 for Yarrawonga. Sitting in the hole, Luke Daly. In his last game in Tigers colours, takes a strong intercept mark, comes out wide to the grandstand side, halfback fake to Duncan. And that almost missed the boot, Michael Duncan. He went on the non-preferred, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in right in front of Chris Mitchell, boundary side for the Newey.
And Logan Moore has had the fresh haircut too, boys. It's still bleached, but it's very short.
So back in it'll go. We have ticked almost 26 minutes for A-grade oils and batteries. Muller out of the ruck, clever. Got it on to Gaynor, who's been a little bit quieter. Got around one, went short, found Powell. Powell has a chance to go to Grills. He goes long. Jacob Conlon, Ned Pendergast. Pendergast did well. Gave it over to Lovell. Lovell went backwards to Irvine. Irvine, 25 out from his own goal. Kicks it superbly and finds Nick Fothergill at half-back. 26 minutes tick over Gus McLeod. Yarrawonga lead by 2 points.
Attacking the corridor beautifully is Fothergill. The mark's been paid. They're going to come out towards the broadcast side wing now. Bruce gets the footy to sit for him. Evades the pressure from O'Hara. Bruce inside 50. Williams and Conlon and Williams. Lee Williams. Beautiful delivery inside 50. Allowed him to attack the fat side. He'll kick from 25 on a slight angle.
Ryan Bruce did that beautifully. He held up. He could have kept running through that footy, but knew that O'Hara was coming 100 miles an hour. Held up, and O'Hara just slipped the tackle. And body work from Lee Williams there. Just had the arm out, and Conlon couldn't do anything about it. Just too strong, too big. Should go back here and put this one through.
He's been quiet in recent weeks, Lee Williams. Kicks on goal. It's coming back. It's there. Lee Williams kicks his first. Hang on.
The Albury boys are saying it's hit the post. The Albury boys are saying to hit the post.
Umpire Normie McClure, the goal umpire. He's going to convene with Jason Rain, the field umpire. Albury want a behind. For me, it's going to be a minor score. It's a point for Lee Williams. 3-point lead. 3-3-21 Yarrawonga, 2-6-18 the Albury Tigers. That's on the Steel Line scoreboard. Get some wide out, boys, because I marked it down for a goal.
Well, our man Panda has had a look on the replay, and he confers with the umpire, goal umpire, one behind. Luke Daly marks the kick in from Duncan. Half back. 27 minutes have gone. First quarter, Yarrawonga lead by 3. Bice has it. O'Sullivan has it. Between half back and centre wing. Velodrome side of the ground. Connor O'Sullivan told to get on with it. Has to handball to Gaynor. Oh, he's tackled. He ducked into that. He's in trouble here. Umpire Jason Rain says, I'll have it. Good pressure there by the Pigeons. They lead by 3 points. Brad Freak, 40-week stats.
Yeah, Jake Gaynor started really slow for the Albury Tigers. He's only had the one disposal in his first quarter. So is Willie Wheeler for the Yarrawonga Pigeons as well.
Almost 28 minutes gone here in the first. As the ball is with Koopman on the outer side. Whistle. Umpire's going to pay advantage inside 50. Good ball, top of the goal square. Conlon, this is Lucas. Overlapping run comes from Duncan. He's got O'Hara in the pocket. The Albury Tigers exit defensive 50 with pace and precision. Now it's with Bice. The Tigers are out here. The ball's going to sit for Jeff Garlett. Gets a bad bounce with the siren.
And it's on.
Beats him to it. Tyler Lovell just says, hey. Settle things down here, boys, as the quarter-time siren sounds in the grand final. Yarrawonga 3-3-21. The Albury Tigers 2-6-18. There's a little bit of argy-bargy here, but the umpires and the captains will say, boys, get into your huddles, settle down for a big, big grand final.
Gus, Hamish Gilmore's a little bit sore too in back play there with Lucas Conlon, so just keep an eye on that one too.
We'll get Chris Adam on it to that one at the quarter-time break. 3-point lead to the Yarrawonga Pigeons here on grand final day. We'll take a break on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to the Lavington Sports Ground. Quarter time in the grand final for 2023. It's Yarrawonga 3-3-21. The Albury Tigers 2-6-18. We'll go to Brad Freak for the Optus Quarters best. Thanks to your local Optus stores in Albury, Wodonga and Wangaratta.
Yeah, in that first quarter for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, I thought Lee Masters, his attack on the footy is just what we know from him, and he leads from the front. I thought he was outstanding for the Pigeons and the Albury Tigers. I thought Braden O'Hara, as an older head who's obviously had a lot of experience on grand final day, really showed his class in that first quarter, getting a bit of the footy as well. If we have a look at the 40-wing stat sheet, early on in that first quarter, Albury led the inside 50 7-1, and at the end of the quarter, it's 17-3 in favour of the Albury Tigers, and the Tigers able to have 8 shots, but only 2 goals, 6-3 for Yarrawonga. So Albury not being able to take advantage of it as much as they were. If we have a look at the possession getters, Mark Wiley as our leading disposal getter on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's had the 7 disposals. Masters has had 6, and so has Michael Gibbons. Harry Wheeler, after such a long layoff, has had 5 disposals in the first quarter as well. And on the Albury side of things, Braden O'Hara has had 5 and 4 apiece for Elliot Powell and Anthony Miles.
Of course, goal kickers in the first term, singles to Bryden Hodgson and Elliot Powell of the Albury Tigers, and 2 goals to Conway and a single to Braden Coburn as Yarrawonga hold a 3-point lead. For the Newmarket Hotel, we'll cross boundary side to Chris Mitchell, who caught up with both camps at the main break. Chris Mitchell, we got you there, boundary side?
Yes, you finally got me.
Got you loud and clear there, mate. What was the messages at quarter time?
Yes, I just finished off with Stevie J. He said the Tigers gave them everything they've got, and it wasn't enough. But he also had some structural changes as well. He said don't need every midfielder at a forward stoppage, like they had in the first quarter. On Albury's side, Gilmore looks very sore. Had his right calf strapped again, and so he was the last in the huddle as well. But using the width was the message from Sean Daly, and don't rush it. The game will open up.
Second quarter's underway. 3-point lead to the Yarrawonga Pigeons. It's all thanks to Wodonga Pumps and Mowers with Robbie McKinlay.
Yeah, the big Bulls are going to go out of the game. Lockie Howe and Isaac Muller. Howe got a tap towards Cam Wilson. Thrown off the ball. Kick off the ground by Muller. It was okay. Didn't go the required distance. Urquhart, hurry kick. Muller again. Another little scrubber. Works out okay. Riley Bice marks it. Goes short. Kicks good. Garlett. He took a good grab. It was a hard, fast daisy cutter, Monty, but I tell you what, only a good player like Garlett would hold that.
Absolutely. What a kick inside 50 that was, and Garlett was on the lead at 100 miles an hour. That's what you want forwards doing, coming at you and make sure you steady up and kick it a little bit better, and it was perfect, that kick inside 50. And Garlett really needs to go back here and give Albury the chance to convert on some inside 50s early because they weren't able to do it in the first quarter.
35 out, almost directly in front. Jeff Garlett, the ball won't come back. And it's through for a minor score. So the second behind today for Jeffy. Third for Jeffy. And Albury, 2 goals, 7-19. They trail Yarrawonga 3-3-21. Here's Gus McLeod for McRae Motors.
Fronfelder, long down the line, but it's been turned over. Heiner Hennessy on the overlap to Gilmore. Looking okay as he goes short to Riley Bice. He's marked on the paint of 50. It'll take his. Yeah, I was going to say, Monty, with it maybe a run around arc, he's a chance. He's going to centre the ball to Powell. Bit too much on it for him. Yarrawonga have numbers around this contest. Big tackle applied by Jeff Garlett.
Powell, silly.
Yeah, talk us to that, Mike.
Yeah, Lee Williams come through and gave Powell a bit for not going back hard enough, I think, and he just went and hit him in the head, basically.
Well, turnover from Williams has been chopped out here by O'Hara. He's going to run to 45 to the Hannah Street end. Braden O'Hara! Sunjan goal today! Big moment in the magnitude of this game. And Anthony Miles is more than happy to let Lee Williams know about this one. She's on behind the field of play.
And everyone's into it. Lee Williams absolutely copped it from Powell for making that mistake and turning the ball over and gave O'Hara the goal. And a few players have not liked it, and they're definitely into it there, boys.
Well, that puts the Tigers back in front, 3-7-25. Yarrawonga 3-3-21. And already in this first quarter, and there's just so much happening second quarter. Here's Wilson. He'll break from the midfield, kicks it inside forward 50. Fist from behind was good by Gilmore. Picked up by Duncan. Runs hard through the middle of the ground. Target was Bice. Trapped it. Pivoted on his left. Good kick finds Muller. It's midfield for the Tigers. They lead by 4 points, 25-21. Muller goes wide. Yarrawonga got numbers through Morey. Coming through hard was Conlon. Picked up Morey. Keeping his feet was Pendergast. Morey was there to assist. Morey went low. Kick's good. It's fast side again. Gibbons now. Long driving kick. Casey takes a good grab. Gus at half forward, 70 out from goal.
He's got an open four-liner waiting. Williams is the target. It's a high up and under. Byrne.
Oh, well done.
Well done, Max Byrne. Got to the front of the contest. Intercepted for the Albury Tigers. He now hits a short one to Elliot Powell. And he's got the ball towards Gilmore,
Out on
Monty.
the full. Out on the full.
It's out of bounds on the full. Keep an eye on Gilmore. He looks really proppy. Of course, Albury would really be struggling if they go to 2 on the bench. Yarrawonga inside forward 50 at the back. Conway brought it to ground level. Fothergill wrapped up in a tackle.
High.
Umpire's paid a high free kick. It's going to go the way of Nick Fothergill. And Elliot Powell is pleading his innocence, Monty.
Yeah, it was definitely there, but I reckon it went a little bit high on Nick Fothergill, and we know what he's like. He's so dangerous in these positions, loves kicking goals. Should go back and put this one through, Nick Fothergill. But what a hot start it's been in this quarter with that goal from O'Hara, and then the biff afterwards, the centre clearance. The next centre clearance wasn't exactly the best with probably only 4 players in there, but Nick Fothergill now to get Yarrawonga going again.
So Fothergill, named in the team of the year in a forward pocket. Gone from being a dangerous midfielder to a prolific goal kicker under Stevie J's guidance. This to bring Yarrawonga back in front by 2 points. He loves it. Nick Fothergill's got his first of the grand final. Yarrawonga hit the lead by 2 points thanks to the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Riley Bice has started this second quarter hot for the Albury Tigers. He's had 3 early disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. So has Michael Gibbons. He's had 2 early disposals as well. As the trend has continued, 4 inside 50s already for the Albury Tigers inside the first 4.5 minutes. But 1 goal apiece with Yarrawonga getting a goal with only their second entry of the quarter.
5th lead change for the day too, boys, so it's going backwards and forwards, which we thought would happen. Nice tight contest is what we want to see in a grand final.
Great game of footy. Perfect conditions. And it's just fitting for a grand final. 27-25. Yarrawonga lead on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. It's a big high throw up. Muller stayed underneath it. Quick kick by Miles. Fronfelder chopped off at half back. Got it to Wiley, on to Logan Morey, piercing left foot kick. Gilmore read it superbly in front of Matt Casey and took a good juggling chest mark. Kicks it long down the line. King was there. Here's a chance for Cam Wilson. Mops up. Nice infield kick to Harry Wheeler. Gets on with it in a hurry. 1-on-1. Williams, Conlon, ball to ground. Fothergill, goal. Absolutely brilliant work, Nick Fothergill. He gets back-to-back goals. No, he does. Confirmed by the goal umpire momentarily, put me off, but Nick Fothergill, he can do it either way. But what he does well, Monty, he is one of the class small forwards you'll see in this comp.
Absolutely. His skill levels through the roof, Nick Fothergill, and he just knows where to get to, what space to get to. He got to the feet of the big guys there. Williams just palmed it down. Never going to get beaten and punched too far away from Lee Williams and brought it down within a metre, and that man was there. Nick Fothergill puts it straight through.
33-25. The Pigeons lead the Tigers, and they're going to come again. Wilson kicks out wide to the grandstand side, half forward flank in the hands of Jesse Koopman. 75 from home, kicks to the hot spot for Yarrawonga. Inside 50, Byrne. I thought he got a good enough piece of that one, Monty. Umpire said no, we'll ball it up point blank range from Yarra goal.
I was with you, Gussie. I thought he had it for a fair old while there, Maxie Byrne, and it would have been a good grab, but the umpire said no, come out.
Deep into attack for Yarrawonga. Muller won the tap, tried to get some distance on it. Now it comes the way of Gilmore. His kick is going to be out of bounds on the full or marked by Cam Wilson. 6-1, half dozen the other. Wilson's got the footy just forward of true centre wing. Yarrawonga going to get themselves into attack.
He should get it inside forward 50. They've got back-to-back goals from Fothergill. Wilson runs his full measure, drives it long. Williams is there and marks. Oh, Lee Williams. He marks. 30 out, 45-degree angle. He's trying to creep it around a bit. Jason Rain will be onto that one.
Yeah, just what a position to put it into there from Cam Wilson. Just got it nice and long and deep and get it in this guy's area. 9 times out of 10 he'll mark it, and the 10th time will be like the last inside 50 where it fell within a metre, and Nick Fothergill put it straight through.
For 3 goals in the last 4 minutes and extend the lead to 14 points. Lee Williams, for his first goal, has kicked it. So Yarra get 3 to start the quarter, and they've stretched that lead out now to 14 points, and we've gone 7 minutes on the A.T. Jones time clock.
Cam Wilson, who only had 2 disposals in the first quarter on the 40-wing stat sheets, already had 4 disposals in this second term. He's really getting going for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and Mark Wiley keeps going on strongly for the Pigeons as well. He's up to 10 disposals today inside the first 7 minutes of the second quarter.
39 plays 25. Yarrawonga lead the Albury Tigers thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. 8 minutes gone, A.T. Jones time clock, and Connor O'Sullivan's been injected into the ruck against Lockie Howe. Howe uses his strength. Gainer slaps it forward. Heiner Hennessy off the square. Couldn't get a clean run at it. Good tackle applied by Lockie Howe, and will ball the football up. Boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel, Chris Mitchell.
Yeah, not too much happening down here, guys, to be honest. But Big Izzy's having a well-earned rest. Jesse Wilson's obviously sitting on the pine. Don't think we'll see him again. He's next to the coach as well, Anthony Miles.
Gibbons read it beautifully. Kicked the ball inside forward 50. Gilmore mopped up okay. Hurried handball back towards Gibbons. Spun through one. How about that for a left-handed handball? Straight to Coburn.
Missed.
And he misses to the left-hand side, does Brady Coburn. But Michael Gibbons, now we've got here, it's a
free kick against Gibbo, I think.
Free kick is going to go the way of
Jay
Hilary. So the score will count.
Yep.
It happened after that. So scoreboard check, Yarrawonga 40, Albury 25, and the free kick is going to be taken
He's
by...
played a 50-metre penalty, I think, so the kick will be Conlon's.
So Conlon's got it on the edge of the centre square for the Albury Tigers. They need the next to stem the run of Yarrawonga dominance. O'Brien has a chance to get onto Page here. Now it's with O'Sullivan. A long raking handball over the top. Made King work for this one. Bice amongst the action. Now Powell busts through the pack. Gets the ball out wide. Grills has got a bit of space if he gets a good bounce. Now it's Jimmy Grills to the big sticks. And he misses to the left-hand side for a minor score. Albury 3-8-26. Yarrawonga 6-4-40. That's on the Wodonga Pumps and Mowers scoreboard.
Pendergast.
Strength from Power was phenomenal, wasn't it, boys?
Straight back in from Pendergast. Good kick, that's high. Oh, he's got away with that one. And it's going to be a ball up between half-back and centre wing. Tigers trail by 14 points. We've gone 9.5 minutes in the second quarter for Wodonga Pumps and Mowers. Hope you're enjoying the action. It's red-hot footy. Centre wing now. Wilson off the back of the pack. Hodson, an excellent smother. Morey came through hard. Harry Wheeler was there and shepherded out over the boundary line. Down in front of you, Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, nearly could get another touch here, but the grandstand's full. It's a fantastic game, and plenty happening down here, boys.
It's a 14-point lead going the way of the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Great boundary throw-in back into play. Casey and O'Sullivan falls the way now of Hodgson. Over the top, taken high. Umpire said nothing in it for Grills. Now he's got another chance to get his head over the footy. Kyle Tyson. Umpire's put the whistle away. We don't mind this. It's pinballing around as it gets towards Miles. Little chip kick inside 50. Morey's there. He takes an intercept mark for Yarrawonga. No Albury Tigers leading up at the footy here. So Morey is going to play on and kick long down the grandstand side wing. Williams, good read on this one. Marks in front of Hamish Gilmore. Ignores the overlapping run from Wilson. He's going to go down the boundary line. It's a nice looking kick towards Koopman. Koopman dropped an absolute dolly, but he's got some support here from Gibbons. Evades the Michael Duncan tackle. Kicks inside 50. Well done by Lucas Conlon to get a fist in that one. Cam Wilson stood no chance there. Boundary throw-in right in front of the C&V truck and bus scoreboard. Yarrawonga lead 6-4-40. The Albury Tigers 3-8-26. 11 minutes gone into the second term.
His second quarter action for Wodonga Pumps and Mowers. Another good boundary throw-in. Deep. Muller palmed it. Wilson met him head on. And he's going to have it ball up. It was an excellent tackle. They've been very physical this quarter with their tackling, Yarrawonga. It's inside forward 50 for the Pigeons. Muller took it out of the ruck. Duncan read it well. Handball to Hodson. Overran it. Hodson did well again. Backwards handball to Byrne. Byrne under pressure. Got it back to Miles. Miles goes high. Target is O'Hara. Gibbons jumps at the right time. Got a fist on it. O'Hara will mop up. Kept the ball in superbly. Got it onto Muller. Back onto Duncan. Duncan's handball is no one in particular. Irvine was there. Muller overlapped it. Got it. Short kick. Hurriedly. Harry Wheeler drives it inside forward 50. Williams is going to beat two. Ball comes to ground now. Chance for Coburn. Hurried snap. 25 out from gold. Conway lurks. Won't sit for him. Luke Daly read it superbly and got it on to Jimmy Grills.
Oh, he lost his footing at the crucial moment. Grills is under the pump. Daly's got to provide some support. The pressure from the Yarra back six is elite, but the poise from Bice was just as good. Now it's a chance for Max Byrne. Exits defensive 50 for the Albury Tigers. Velodrome side wing. Conlon made a good contest. Ironspawn over the top. Handball was poor. Brighton Hodgson for the Tigers and Ironspawn for the Pigeons. Umpire's going to call for the whistle and we'll ball it up true centre wing. Velodrome side, Freaky for 40 winks.
Yeah, 5 disposals each for Michael Gibbons and Cam Wilson in this second quarter. They've been awesome for Yarrawonga.
12 and a half, almost 13 minutes gone. Yarrawonga just controlling this quarter. Back to Ironspawn, a tumbler, inside forward 50. Williams at the front marks. He marks 50 out, almost directly in front. Got the journey, Mont?
Yeah, I think he does here. I think he might try and look for a short lead late, but I reckon he'll go back and get the journey. We don't know. We know he's been carrying something to do with his back or his hamstring, so whether he's got the distance with that on grand final day, you rip it off the bone, don't you? If you don't, there's no tomorrow.
Kicking to the number 2 ground. Lee Williams comes in from 50. Won't quite get the journey. In front. Oh, gee, Koopman flew high. He didn't quite time the run. It went through for a rush behind. Yarrawonga lead by 15 points. 13 and a half minutes gone on the A.T. Jones time clock.
So all the plays going down the Velodrome side wing. Poor kick from the Albury Tigers, but it sits okay for Byrne. His handball was poor. Duncan came through trying to find Miles. Miles steps up and adds some poise for the Tigers. Byrne kicks out towards the Velodrome side wing. On the half volley, Conlon couldn't quite keep it alive, but taking across the boundary line was Pendergast out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, Velodrome side of the Lavington Sports Ground. The Yarrawonga Pigeons lead 6-5-41 to the Albury Tigers 3-8-26 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Muller and Casey. Muller got it. Harry Wheeler mightn't have the footy. Casey, hurried handball. It's tight to the boundary line. Ball won't go out. Now's a chance here for Albury to break. Riley Bice. It's a
Great
risky
kick.
kick. It's might danger here. Urquhart tracks the footy out the back. He gave away a free kick. He didn't have to be so aggressive. Urquhart was off. Quick transition by Gilmore. Michael Duncan, centre wing marks. He's got O'Hara. O'Hara, the veteran, runs. He'll wheel around on the left. What does he like? Ignores O'Sullivan. Bryce has been set a task. Casey gave it a double fist. Bryce followed it up. Casey did well. Handball over the top to Wiley. Back to Ironspawn. Lee Masters with poise. Gets it back to Ironspawn and they're out of trouble, Gus.
High up and under towards the grandstand side wing. Conlon and Williams make a good contest. Well done, Koopman. Underground handball was chopped out by the Tigers. O'Hara goes with an overlapping handball towards O'Brien. Needs to find an option. Swings around with a 360 inside 50 and Matt Casey. For Yarrawonga, intercepts behind the footy, attacks the corridor, but the Tigers have numbers. Falls nicely for Gibbons, wants to run and gun and kick them in towards attack. Ball's in the hands now of Wheeler. This is Willie, inside to Coburn. They've got Conway all alone in the goal square, but he's a little slow to get up, is Braden Coburn. You'll back him in for range. In fact, he's going to chip it into the pocket, and Michael Gibbons will go back and have a set shot, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
One thing about Gibbo today, his work rate has been second to none. He was involved in that play out on the wing, got it to a teammate, and then they rushed forward, had numbers out, but then Coburn got held up really well by the Albury defence, and Gibbons just kept running. No one went with him inside 50, and he's definitely got the range. We know Michael Gibbons and should be too good from here.
Michael Gibbons to the number 2 oval end. This to extend the margin to 21 points. Michael Gibbons can't quite get it through the big sticks. Yarrawonga moved to 6-6-42. The Albury Tigers 3-8-26. CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, Michael Gibbons up to 13 disposals now on the 40-winning stat sheet. He's been awesome for the Yarrawonga Pigeons today.
Early contender, Freaky, anytime fitness player of the day.
Yeah, he'd be putting his names right up there. I like Mike Wiley's game as well. He's up to 11 disposals for the Pigeons in this game as well.
Lucas Conlon brings the ball back into play and he finds Luke Daly. Oh, kick's not a good one, and that man Gibbons is going to get possession number 14. Marks between half forward and centre wing. He'll pump it deep. Fothergill led. Williams is there. Was Williams held? Keep an eye on the whistle or hear it. It doesn't. Jay Hillary takes an intercept mark. And he'll defend just 20 out from his own goal. 16 points from Yarrawonga lead. We've gone 17 minutes. This is Wodonga Pumps and Mowers.
Albury haven't scored since the second minute. So 15 minutes have gone by and they don't look like scoring anytime soon. Handball over the top was intercepted. Here's a go for Coburn for Yarrawonga. Chiselling ball. Fothergill marks. Plays on from 35. Fothergill kicks a behind. He looked rushed, Monty. He had more time. Yarrawonga 6-8-44. The Albury Tigers 3-8-26.
Yeah, I reckon he thought it might have been called play on for a little bit too short, so he just went straight away and played on when he probably should have gone back and had the set shot.
Conlon, great kick in. Ran his full measure. 60-metre kick found King. Here's O'Hara. Here's trouble for the Pigeons. O'Hara goes long for a goal. Outstanding stuff. Braden O'Hara gets his second goal for the quarter. And he's almost single-handedly, with his class, keeping the Tigers in this one. That was just brilliant. But Lucas Conlon's transportation of the football from fullback, they went coast to coast, Mont.
Yeah, how good was that? Braden O'Hara just shot forward there. He's been playing up and on the wing. And then that time with the kick out, he just took off 100 miles an hour, and he was that man that got loose. Someone from the Yarrawonga back six had to come up at him, I feel, a bit quicker, put him under the pump, but we know how much of a classy finisher Brado is, and it was a good finish in the end.
He's up to 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet to go along with his 2 goals in this game. He's clearly been Albury's best in this game so far.
Brings it back to an 11-point lead for Yarrawonga. 43 plays 32. Yarrawonga's way over the Tigers. Back in the centre of the ground, it's Gaynor, who evades from the contest, kicks up to half forward. It's a free kick against Bailey Frontfelder going the way of Powell. And Elliot Powell has the footy directly in front, 60 from home. A congested forward line awaits. Yarrawonga have spares everywhere. Powell's going to have to hit a target. He wants to kick out and towards the pocket. Garlett's the target. Flying across the pack was Morey. He's going to stay at ground level and receive the handball. Morey, long down the line. Gilmore went through his mitts, should have taken that one. Harry Wheeler keeping it alive here for the Pigeons. Chip kick over the top to Frontfelder. He opts to mark, steady, and he's going to hit a short one here to Lee Williams.
He's got room too, Williams. He's going to make a decision. Handball was beautifully weighted. Casey's a booming kick. Open goal square. Bounces critical. It's a leg break, and it goes through for a minor score. 6-8-44 Yarrawonga. Albury 4-8-32. 19 minutes gone. Second quarter action. That was on the C&V Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Michael Duncan for the Albury Tigers is going to attack down the Velodrome side wing, but Gibbons intercepts for Yarrawonga in front of Bryden Hodgson. He comes in board to the former coach in Mark Wiley. The switch is on and the Pigeons want to use it. Logan Morey on the edge of the centre square. Waits, kicks inside 50. Conway's the target. Too much on it for him. Fothergill lurks. Needs to get a clean bounce. Doesn't quite get it. At the back of the pack is Gilmore. Handball's in board. Free kick holding the ball. I reckon he's a bit stiff, Monty. Free kick to Conway.
A little bit. I think Ash Broughton ended up paying a throw the way he was signalling there, so I'm not sure. I thought he handballed it, but anyway, he's a bit closer than us, Gussie.
He certainly is, and Conway, Chris Mitchell, we back him in from here for the Newmarket Hotel. He's a long kick of the footy.
He's already got 2 boys. He's had a great start to this game, and you would back him in from here. Obviously done it on the big stage before for Williamstown and VFL.
Any breeze down there to help him?
No, and it's very hot. Both sides are out on their feet late in this second quarter.
This to extend the margin to 18 points. Conway, he's going to have to kick from the junction of 50 and the boundary line. In front of the scoreboard, Conway, distance won't trouble him, but the accuracy will. It's out of bounds on the full. It won't trouble the scorers. 20 and a half minutes gone in the second term. Yarrawonga lead 44 to the Albury Tigers 32. C&V Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Miles, dangerous kick, but Hillary under a lot of pressure from Fothergill. Took a nice grab under a lot of pressure. Hillary's kick goes wide, and 2-on-1 here. Yarrawonga should win the loose ball. Urquhart got it. Williams is on his own. Kick had a little bit too much. Lucas Collins' fist was good. Back to Duncan. Back to Gaynor. Gaynor goes short, and he finds Jimmy Grills. Told to play on. Not the required measurement. Duncan was good under pressure. What's happened?
Off the ball, yeah. Duncan got taken high by Williams, so down the field for a kick.
Seems to me, Monty, the Albury Tigers are targeting Lee Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. They're at him every single chance they get.
Bit big to be doing that, I would have thought.
I wouldn't be taking him on.
So little Jakey plays on quickly, goes short. And this is going to slow things down a bit here, Gussie. There's been a lot of pace in this game as Hillary marks at half back for the Tigers.
Jay Hillary, a visit to the barbers during the week. He's added some colour to his hair. We don't mind that.
It's a brave choice.
Velodrome side wing. Good mark. Jake Gaynor, elite body and paint mark of the day. With a lot of courage, Jake Gaynor. You could call him Mr. September, another big game today. He kicks down the line. Not the best kick. Hodgson had a chance, but he left it behind. Masters up towards half forward. Good, strong intercept mark, Jay Hillary. The switch is on for the Tigers.
I think it's gone against.
Williams was pushed out of it, boys. Yep. I reckon that's what it was
that's
for.
what he's paid. Well done, Chriso.
So it's going to be a free kick here to Lee Williams. It's against Hillary, and Williams is 65 from home. He's not within range, Big Leroy. The Tigers do have time to set up behind the football. Lee's going to chisel the ball into the pocket. Good-looking kick. Casey didn't quite get there on the second bite of the cherry. The Albury Tigers defenders swarm on this one. Will ball it up 45 metres out from Albury Tigers goal.
22 minutes gone. 44-32. Yarrawonga lead in a cracking grand final. Chance here, Koopman. Cleverly tapped by Urquhart. Tigers will defend through King. Backward pressure, Miles. This kick is a dangerous one too. Morey lurks. He wins the battle against O'Brien. Does he? Yes, he does. Morey, can he get round his left foot? Can't gather. Conway there with strength. Palms off. Kick was smothered by O'Brien. Back to Lucas Conlon. Showed great composure. And he finds Jakey Gaynor, a true centre half back. 23 minutes gone, second quarter. Yarrawonga lead 44-32.
This is the part of the game that's letting the Albury Tigers down. This kick from defence into attack and right on cue. Turned over once again. Willie Wheeler for Yarrawonga. Kicks inside 50. Williams just misread the flight of the ball to allow Lucas Conlon intercept. He goes short and he finds Reece King, who's worked into the defensive part of the ground. He kicks out towards the Velodrome side. He finds Michael Duncan. Penetrating kick towards Connor O'Sullivan. True centre wing, Velodrome side. O'Sullivan sits it up into the open air. Power flew high. Hodgson stayed at ground level. Hodgson gathers, kicks on goal to the Hannah Street end. Elite body and paint play of the day from the Albury Tigers. Hodgson's kicked his second, and the Albury Tigers bring that margin back to under 2 goals, Robbie.
Yeah, give that credit, Mont. Go right back to Lucas Conlon, who I think has been nearly as good as anyone on the ground today. Great defensive work.
Composure. He looked down the line out towards our broadcast side, saw that it was man on man, went back through the corridor, took it on, and then the kick from O'Sullivan was trying to hit power, got out the back of that contest, and Bryden Hodgson looked like he was going to get caught, but knew exactly how much time he had and put it straight through the middle.
Jake Gaynor's got busy in this second quarter as well. He's had 6 disposals in this second term, and he only had the 1 disposal to quarter time. Willie Wheeler still only had 3 disposals for Yarrawonga.
Yeah, Jake Page doing a fantastic job there on Willie Wheeler. So that's a big win for them. Gee, this game's red hot. 6-point lead, Yarrawonga. Muller, a good tackle by Lockie Howe. Might have been a bit stiff, Mont.
Yeah, I thought he might have been. I thought it might have been holding the man, to be honest. But, free kick to Lockie Howe in the middle of the ground.
Righto, middle of the ground. 24.5 minutes gone, second quarter. Wodonga pumps and mowers. Lockie Howe has it. Garlett was ready to swoop. He pumps it inside, forward 50. From behind, ball spills out over the back. Max Byrne was good. Brilliant handball to Luke Daly. Onto that man, Jakey Gaynor. Really getting busy. Sweeping left-hand handball to Tommy O'Brien. Left foot kick down the Velodrome side of the grind. Finds Powell. They're starting to hit a few of their runners. Bit of space here for Riley Bice. Plays on immediately. Ignored King. Had one bounce. Went round another. Got it onto Hodgson. Showed a bit of candy. And Hodgson kicks a goal. Unbelievable football from the Tigers. It went coast to coast, Brad Freak. And the scores are level.
Yeah, unbelievable work there from the Albury Tigers. Jake Gaynor, as we said, 7 disposals now in this quarter. Riley Bice has had the 6 as well. Just really building into the game. 12 inside 50s, where Yarrawonga have had 18 in this quarter. Just taking a few more advantages of them.
Well, cross boundary side, Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, it's very hard to stop when they run and gun, go through the corridor, aren't they, the Tigers? And Hodgson's been the beneficiary, kicking 3 goals, 2 in a row. They're right back in this one. Obviously, scores are level, but Tigers on top.
Bryden Hodgson playing some quarter. Back-to-back goals. And scores a level at 6-8, 44 apiece on the eve of half-time in the big dance. Back in the centre. Howe stayed at ground level. He won the tap. Now it's Gaynor for the Tigers. Kicks him up towards half-forward. King's gotten busy. Heiner Hennessy overlapping handball. O'Hara left it behind. Underground handball from Morey was okay. Mark Wiley got 3 Tigers to beat. Evades 2 of them. Umpire.
Free kick down.
It's a free kick.
Yeah, I think it's against Jake Page off the ball. Will be Cam Wilson's free kick. Just dumped into the ground.
O'Hara got him.
O'Hara,
I reckon the advantage was probably on there too, boys. It gives Albury Tigers a chance to settle.
I completely agree with you there, Gussie. Mark Wiley was out there, and now they've had to bring the ball back, Yarrawonga.
So it's going to be Cam Wilson.
Jeez, hasn't Jake Gaynor had an impact on this game?
He kicks out and he finds Pendergast. They're going to go to the Velodrome side wing of the Pigeons. Pendergast kick. Finds Irvine at left half back for Yarrawonga. Little chip kick over the top. Pendergast has worked hard here to be the recipient. Plays on, takes a bounce. True centre wing, Velodrome side. Wants to wait for the right option. Siren sounds. Half time here at Lavington and scores are level. 6-8, 44 apiece in the Ovens and Murray Grand Final. It was a cracking second term thanks to Wodonga Pumps and Mowers. Stick with us here on O&M Live and free coverage. We've got a massive halftime show coming your way next. Albury and Yarrawonga, they can't be split at the main break. Here on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Cavalier Homes. Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
And welcome back to the Lavington Sports Ground halftime show thanks to Elders Rural, the 2023 SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final. And what a half. We can't split them, boys. At the moment, it's 6-8-44 apiece, both Yarrawonga and Albury. Absolute rip-snorting first half. And welcome by Chris Mitchell and Brad Freak for the halftime show. Again, thanks to Elders Rural. Boys, what a half of footy.
Incredible, and it's so hot off the ball as well. There's so much that's going sort of unnoticed, I guess, by the umpire. They're letting it go, and it's just creating a great spectacle for us and the fans.
Yeah, it's been a seesawing first half, really, hasn't it? Just team full of momentum, and at times earlier, Albury didn't think they took enough of their opportunities, and then Yarra got away, and then Yarra in that second quarter, we thought they may not have taken enough of their opportunities, and Albury came right back, kicking a few goals late in that quarter. So it's been an outstanding game of football. It's everything you probably wanted in a grand final. It's tough, it's open, it's free flowing. It's a much better spectacle than what we saw a couple of weeks ago. It's been an outstanding game.
It's exactly total opposite to 2 weeks ago in the second semi, where it was a dour struggle. Pigeons got over the line by 17. They had a huge press on. Albury couldn't break that, and obviously they didn't get the chocolates that day. But it's been totally different. Been end to end today.
I think you hit the nail on the head right back in our grand final breakfast this morning, Mont, when you said obviously that the game needs to be a bit more open because Yarrawonga need to be able to kick a winning score. Back then you sort of know you've still got the following week if something goes wrong, but they know they need to come out and kick a winning score, and it's been great.
Absolutely, it has been, and there's been many other grand finals already played and won today. In the thirds, we had Lavington win in a thriller, just getting over the line against the Wangaratta Rovers, and in the reserves, Albury were a little bit too good for Lavington as well. Boys, we have a look at the goal kickers. Obviously, the main man, Lee Williams, hasn't quite got on the off the chain yet. Albury doing a great job there. We've got Nick Fothergill has kicked 2 as a small forward. We've got Dylan Conway has kicked 2, and then singles to Braden Coburn and that man, Lee Williams. While for Albury, only the 3 goal kickers. We've Bryden Hodson playing one of the best quarters of footy we've seen in the grand final for a long time, kicking 2 in that quarter and having 3 for the game. Braden O'Hara as well was a great quarter, kicked 2 in that second quarter and 1 to Elliot Powell early on in the first quarter. 40-wing stats, what are they telling us, Freaky?
Yeah, if we have a look at that second quarter, it was probably the inside 50s. It was probably a flip of the first quarter. 18 inside 50s for Yarrawonga to 12 for the Albury Tigers. And the Yarra, I feel like they took some advantage, but I reckon they could have got a little bit more out of it as we look back in the game. Marks inside forward 50. Yarra was able to take 5 of them, where Albury took 2 in that second term. And if we have a look at the possession getters in that second quarter, Michael Gibbons had the 9 disposals, takes him up to 15 for the game. Mark Wiley had 6, takes him up to 13 for the game. And on the Albury Tigers side of things, Riley Bice had 6 and Anthony Miles as well. Jake Gaynor had 8. I reckon he only had about 1 or 2 disposals to the halfway point of that second quarter and exploded in the last 15 minutes of that game and really got on top. And if we have a look at the Optus quarters best for that second quarter, I thought Michael Gibbons and Cam Wilson really got busy for the Pigeons. And for the Albury Tigers, Bryden Hodgson, as you touched on, kicked the 2 goals. And I think Braden O'Hara is just showing his experience, his class and his skill today, and he's really commanding this wing, and he's given a lot of run to Albury in this game so far.
And his footwork's been phenomenal as well. He doesn't need to take 3 or 4 bounces and gain that territory anymore. That was his game a long time ago, but obviously the legs have slowed down a bit. But he's precision kicking's been outstanding. Hodgson had the best quarter of all season that he's had. He's got
half that second quarter.
Yeah, well, the midfield got on top again, didn't it? You spoke about Gaynor and O'Hara and Hodgson getting involved. sketchy about the decision to play him. Obviously, he hasn't played since round 12, had an operation on his medial ligament, but he's been phenomenal and he's moving so well.
Yep.
I reckon he's going to get better as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, he's had the 8 disposals as well up to half-time. He had 5 in the first quarter and just a little bit slower there. I think looking at times, he looked like he might have been doing some marking of Miles and that at stoppages to try and nullify his influence. I guess if you're a little bit underdone coming into a game, one way you can try and stop that burst is trying to nullify someone else that can't burst and, well, I guess, for a lack of a better term, turn into a bit of a scrap and a wrestle in there. So his first quarter was good. Obviously, it'd be interesting to see how he runs out the game, obviously being such a warm day as well in the second half.
But we know he's the sort of guy, I think I said in the pre-game, that if there's anyone that you'd bring in, it is Harry Wheeler, because you know he would have done the work over the last 10 weeks to get himself up, and he wouldn't play himself like he didn't last year. He probably could have played in the grand final last year, they're saying, but pulled the pin on it because he knew he wasn't quite 100%. So you know he's got to be 100% to put his hand up this year.
Certainly is. And if we just go into the coaches' boxes here now at halftime, obviously scores are going to be a level. What do you reckon for either team is going to do in these next 60 minutes of football that's going to get them over the line and be able to take the Premiership Cup home?
Yeah, well, I think for Albury, what they've got to do is just keep the midfield on the move. I think if they try to get into a bit of a wrestle around the stoppages and try and just harbour, it won't be good for them. They've got to keep running and moving and get flowing with it. I think Isaac Muller's been reasonably well on top in the ruck. I know Howe's been okay, but I think Muller's just on top, which has given them that chance to get on the move. While for Yarrawonga, I think their back six has got to get a bit more shape about them. I think they're getting too high up the ground, and Albury have beaten them on the turnover, getting back a little bit quicker. So I think that might be what they try and do. Maybe have a defence intact, someone that stays back inside 50, whether that's Masters, but we like him up the ground because he can take those third-in marks. So maybe it's an Urquhart or someone like that or Tyson, who has to play that defensive player that stays deep in attack so they can't beat him on the counter-attack.
Well, one person, as he's touching, get a bit more run there was Lee Masters. In that first quarter, he had the 6 disposals, but he was very well held in that second term as well. He only had the 6 disposals. Somebody else that gives him a bit of run off the half-back line is Logan Morey, who I think's done a few nice things as well in that first half. So I think they need to get more run off him, Chris So, and the likes of that. It's going to give him going, but yeah, I think that I don't know if either team will be wanting to change up whole heap, would they? If you level at half-time and you only got a couple of quarters to go, you're probably going to stick with what you've gone through for the whole year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll change too much up. They need to get Jacob Conlon involved. And to think that their scores are level at half-time, he hasn't kicked a goal. Hasn't gone near it, really,
has he?
Didn't kick a goal 2 weeks ago either, and neither did Lee Williams, and he's got one. So the big key forwards have been pretty well held so far.
Yeah, Jacob Conlon, as you say, has been very well held. I'm not too sure if he's really been around the footy too much as well. So that they need his impact on the game. That's an excellent point to make there, Chris. So you think if Jacob Conlon's able to get in the game and kick, 2-3 goals in this first half, in the second half, it's going to go a long way to Albury winning the game. You look at Lee Williams down the other end. He's fighting hard. He's still clunking some marks. He's providing them an option, and he's fighting really, really hard for the Yarrawonga boys down there. He hasn't hit the scoreboard as much as he likes, but I reckon the battle between him and Lucas Conlon is probably even money at the moment. But Lucas has been outstanding as well.
Yeah, and he's got a lot of possessions up the ground as well. Let's not forget that he's been in defence. He's been across half forward. He's leading up the ground and giving that option. And if he doesn't mark it or kick a goal, his footwork and he brings other players into the game. And he's been pretty good at that, I reckon, so far.
Yeah, you're spot on, boys. And for those just joining us, it is the Elders Rural Halftime Show. We're here at the Lavington Sports Ground for the 2023 SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final. And at the moment, at halftime, we've got an even ball game, 6-8-44 apiece to Yarrawonga and Albury. What we're going to do now, quickly, boys, we're going to do a bit of a Ray White Rural Netball update. In the under 15s, it was the two Wodonga teams taking it on, and the Wodonga Bulldogs a little bit too good, winning 45-41. The 17s, we had the same, the two Wodonga teams going head-to-head, and the Raiders were too good in that one, 60-58. In the B grade, we had Yarrawonga taking on the Wodonga Raiders, and the Wodonga Raiders again got another one, so their second flag for the day, 39-36. And the A grade's just finished, and Lavington a little bit too strong, 56-46 against the Wodonga Raiders with Christine Aguchi best on for the Paula Carey medal.
Yeah. Well, they flew it back, didn't they? So that paid off.
Absolutely. It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Congratulations to the Lavi Panthers girls and all those, the premiership winners so far today. It's a great feeling to get out there on the grand final day and take it home. And, congratulations to them. I'm sure they'll have a big night up here once everybody clears out. Yeah,
especially with their reserves also playing in their thirds. And just touching on the football results in the under-18s, we had a nail-biter with Lavington, a 2-point thriller over the Wangaratta Rovers, and in the reserves, Albury were just a little bit too good for Lavington, winning by 31 points. So that might do us now for the halftime show. Thanks to Elders Rural. After this break, we'll be back with all the second half action And you're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
A.T. Jones. Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Welcome back to the Lavington Sports Ground, and thanks to the gentlemen on the halftime show. Great to see the Wodonga Jets and the recently formed North Albury Football Club All Abilities team playing here at halftime. One of the highlights on grand final day.
You know who was a highlight for? Panda. He's up and about. The North Albury boys got the win. He's been fist pumping. He's been punching the air. He's pretty happy with himself.
I can imagine he would be. A big shout out to our man Elvis, who is hanging up the boots.
Is he?
From the Wodonga All Abilities team. Robbie, he was chairlifted off, Elvis, but I have been told by a pretty good source it may not be Elvis's first retirement.
No, he's made a lot of returns, mate. He does say thank you very much a lot. He always back.
So you're saying we should, instead of calling him Elvis, we need to call him John Farnham?
Well, he doesn't look like John Farner, but I reckon we can roll with it. Half-time here at the main event, the SS&A Ovens and Murray Senior Men's Football. It's 6-8-44 apiece. Robbie, I'll get you to go through the goal kickers in that first half, and it was a game that ebbed and flowed. Yarrawonga held a game-high lead of 17 points at the 18-minute mark before Braden O'Hara scored a goal, but we'll get you to go through the goal kickers and Freaky to touch on the 40-wing stats.
All right, Gussie. So for Albury, Bryden Hodson, he kicked the first goal of the game, and then 2 absolute rippers in that second quarter. He's kicked 3. Braden O'Hara 2. Elliot Power 1. And then for Yarrawonga, 2 to Dylan Conway, 2 to Nick Fothergill, and singles to Brady Coburn and Lee Williams.
If we have a look at the 40-wing stat sheet, the highest leading disposal getter on our stat sheet today is Michael Gibbons. He's up to the 15 disposals for Yarrawonga as well. Mark Wiley's had 9 disposals for Cam Wilson and 8 apiece for Lee Masters and Harry Wheeler. And on the Albury Tigers side of things, 10 disposals to 3 different players, Anthony Miles, Riley Bias and Braden O'Hara in that first half, 9 to Jake Gaynor, 8 of them coming in the second term, and 7 as well to Jimmy Grills.
Monty, you've been analysing the first half with quite an eager eye. How much of an impact is Jesse Wilson's injury going to come into the equation, particularly as the game gets a little bit longer?
Yeah, probably hasn't hurt them yet, has it? I think they've been able to hold Conway and Williams quite well, with obviously 2 to Conway in that first quarter, which when Jesse Wilson was still out there, and only 1 to Williams. So they've been able to move Gilmore and Conlon into good positions on those 2. So it's going to be interesting. I think Matt Casey's the one that holds the key. If he can get off the chain a little bit here, whether it's against the Jay Hillary or someone of those smaller defenders, I think he's the one that could really break this game open as the goal kicker. So it's going to be very interesting. While at the other end, I think Jacob Conlon's got to get into the game for Albury. They've done such a good job so far through Ned Pendergast. He just has not let him get any space, so I'd love to see him get him in the game. Maybe getting up the ground a little bit more, play that Colby Heine Hennessy role for a little bit, try and be that link between half-back to half-forward, maybe the way to get the ball in his hands.
Any change of the conditions, boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel, Chris O? Chris, any change of the conditions since the first half?
No, still very hot, boys. I reckon that break came at the right time. So, expect a scintillating start. They'll be ready to go.
Here we go. The third term with Robbie McKinley's underway for Indigo Power.
It's the first tap. Does it nicely. He follows up his good work. Bumped off O'Hara. He got big penalised. No play-on's the call. He was tackled by Miles, and Miles was able to create a stoppage. So the ball's travelled about 5 metres. 44 all. Would you believe it? Set up for a cracking second half here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Cruel bounce there for King. Whooper Irvine mopped up off half-back, drove it on the fly. Conlon was good. Lucas kept it in front of him. Spills away of Tommy O'Brien. Quick handball release. Maxi Byrne, a clever boomerang pass to centre wing. Elliot Powell marks and drives it to half forward. Looks for Hodson. He's kicked 3. And he's going to be balled up, Gus. True centre wing, broadcast side of the ground. This one's for Indigo Power, third quarter.
Kick just had to be a little bit better there from Power. He's put his team out under pressure. Need to hit the target so they go inside 50.
Muller won the front spot, but the Pigeons win the clearance up towards half forward. Casey left it behind. Now it's Gilmore for the Albury Tigers. 50 metres out from Pigeon goal. Good tackle from Matt Casey. Will ball it up on the junction of 50 metres. Umpire Jason Rain calls for this one. Under 90 seconds played in the third term, thanks to Indigo Power. Coburn left it behind. Muller wrapped up in a big tackle by Casey. And will ball the footy up once again. So scores are level at 44 apiece here on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The first goal in the premiership quarter, oh so crucial.
Now Muller palmed it towards Gaynor, ripped away by Gibbons. And so far, the tackling has just been very intense. There's no easy gets from the clearance.
Howe just kicked behind the play, boy, so Casey giving away a bit of weight to Muller.
Muller, big fist, gains 20 metres, to King, spun out of a tackle, Frontfelder, didn't let him go, and it's going to be another ball up.
Monty, looks like they've sent Jacob Conlon higher up the ground.
Yeah, I love that. I reckon it's a great move. Get that going, get 2 link-up players and try and get a dangerous player in bias forward inside the square.
Irvine got a bit of work to do against King. Gets the better of the bounce. Left it behind now. Irvine once again. Just throws it on the boot towards the Velodrome side wing, and it's a foot race. Duncan's going to get there first for the Tigers. Gets a nice bounce. Evades a bit of traffic. He might be gone here.
Yeah, he is.
Kyle Tyson.
He's let him know about it too.
He's wrapped him up in a big tackle. Monty McRae Motors.
Yeah, Kyle Tyson and Dunks just come together, and Kyle Tyson threw a couple of nice little jumper punches there.
Did he land any?
Don't know.
Well,
good to go back and have a look.
Tyson kicks Yarrawonga into attack, 35 from home. Casey at the front spot, good fist from Gilmore. Miles came through, left it behind. Gainer's got some work to do for the Tigers. Now Michael Duncan joins in the act. Logan Morey evades a tackle. Handballs into no one in particular. Byrne and Morey are going head to head here. Boundary line's what the players want, and that's what they get. Boundary throwing 60 metres out from Yarrawonga goal. No change to the score since the main break. It's 44 apiece, and we played 3 minutes on the AT Jones time clock.
Yeah, it hasn't been an electrifying start to the second half, but gee, there's been some pressure. As Muller takes it clean out of the ruck, gave it to Gaynor. Gaynor's look-away handball was read better by Fronfelder. His handball put a teammate under pressure. A chance here for the Tigers. Hodson, head over the footy, was met by Tyson. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in on a packed Velodrome wing. Well, pretty well packed, about 80% full. It'll come back into play, Gus, for McRae Motors. 44 all, 3 minutes and 33 seconds gone. Second half started.
It's a great boundary throw-in. Muller took it out of the ruck, got the handball away in the nick of time. He's on hands and knees here. Howe looks a little bit ginger. He's a little bit slow to get up here, Lockie Howe.
I think got stuck under the players, probably didn't help either.
And of course, you'd rather be on the bottom of the pack as opposed to having Lockie Howe jump on top of you. Muller won the tap. Here come Yarrawonga. Good tackle applied on Gibbons. Umpire left it alone. Page. Irvine got him in a good tackle, and he's going to pay holding the ball. I've really liked the game of Nick Irvine today. Of course, he's the best and fairest winner with Tungamar. And he's now joined the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Ball goes through centre wing to Logan Morey. Raking left foot kick, trying to find Casey. He's wrapped up in a big tackle here by Gilmore. He's wearing him like a glove. The umpire calls for a restart, 50 metres out from Yarrawonga goal.
What are you seeing, Mont? It's been a dour start.
It has a little bit, hasn't it? But I've liked the move. Ryan Ironspawn has played down back most of the day. It looks like he's going for Ollie Bice everywhere on the ground, so I like that move.
Lockie Howe put up a high up and under. It goes inside forward 50. Gilmore fists it outside forward 50. Gibbons gathers it. Left foot kick. 20 out for goal. Here's a chance for the Pigeons. Oh, Lucas Conlon got a fist on it. Coburn, he's a left footer. Can he get around that side? No, he can't. Gaynor, Howe, ducked under it. Intercepted. Chance here for the Pigeons. Goal. Willie Wheeler has nailed it. He finally broke the tag of Jake Page. Took his opportunity. And he slammed through one from 35, and the Pigeons take the lead, 50-44, and that is
from big Lockie Howe, wasn't it? Weaved his way through some heavy traffic there and found a player who was running full steam ahead, which was Willie Wheeler. Hasn't had much of it, but that one's going to sting at the start of this third term.
Only had 5 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, Willie Wheeler, but if he can get on the scoreboard, he's going to have full impact with not a lot of kicks.
Free kick and a whistle here. It's off the plate.
Too many in the square. Jakey Gaynor was in there when he shouldn't have been.
So Howe gets the ball onto Gibbons. Going to send the Pigeons into attack. Shallow kick in the pocket. Conway on the half volley. Got it out the back. Max Burns there for the Tigers. Now Gilmore, his handball was poor. Puts his teammates under a lot of pressure. Fothergill wraps up a big tackle. The ball spills out. Pinballing around. Numbers everywhere. Harry got taken high. Harry Wheeler got taken high. It's against Isaac Muller, and the vice-captain for the Pigeons will have a set shot, 35 metres out, slide angle.
Yeah, not known for his goal kicking, Harry, but what he is known for is going hard at the footy, and that's exactly what he did there. Got his head over the ball, and Isaac Muller a long way down to try and tackle Harry cleanly. Wasn't able to do it, and Harry should go back here. Don't think distance is the issue, but as I said, not noted for his goal kicking.
First game back in 11 weeks. Harry Wheeler kicks to the Hannah Street end. It's a sensational finish from Harry Wheeler. Back-to-back goals from the Wheeler brothers. The first went to Willie, the second to Harry, and it's a 12-point lead to the Yarrawonga Pigeons on the Inspiration Paint scoreboard.
5 inside 50s to none to start this third quarter in favour of Yarrawonga. It has been a bit of a scrap, but the two Wheeler boys able to put a couple of goals on the board there. Harry himself had 9 disposals now on the 40-wing stat sheet and that goal as well today.
He's been fantastic today, Harry Wheeler. I feel we spoke about it in the pre-game that if there was one player who could bring in after 12 weeks off, it's Harry Wheeler, and he's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they've absorbed the pressure early there, Yarra. It's a tense, tough start to this quarter. The first 4 minutes, there was no give either side, and they just broke from the back with 2 quick goals, Gussie.
Official attendance of 10,156 through the gates in 2023 grand final.
What a great result. So 10,000 packed in perfect conditions, and we've seen Yarrawonga, after scores were locked at 44 all at half-time, have kicked the first 2 goals of the third term for the Wheeler brothers. Sounds like a country and western band. Gibbons, brilliant handball to Frontfelder. Inside forward 50 again. Williams there. Over the back. Wiley almost ran onto one. Lee Williams, great body work. Kick off the ground by Conway. It's going to trickle out of bounds, and it'll be thrown in alongside the behind post. Yarrawonga deep in attack. Lead by 12 points, Gussie. 8 minutes gone, third quarter.
Albury really need to consolidate here, not allow the margin to stretch past this 2-goal buffer. Into the ruck is Williams. Muller on the tap, gains some yards. Willie Wheeler evades the contest. Back to Gibbons from a standing start. Kicks to the top of the square, but Lucas Conlon intercepts to the Albury Tigers. Slingshots away nicely, and he finds O'Hara. This will favour the left footer with a penetrating kick. Masters and King. King and Masters. King wanted to claim the mark. Lockie Howe got amongst the action. Umpire said nothing in it, and Duncan toe pokes the ball in towards attack for the Albury Tigers. Will ball the footy back into play, just favouring Albury Tigers' true centre wing.
Lockie Howe not moving very well, boys, to this contest, so we'll keep an eye on him.
Michael Gibbons up to 5 disposals inside the first 8.5 minutes of this third quarter.
Boundary throw in. It's a cracker too. Right on the O&M sign. Mullo tapped it to O'Hara. Under pressure. He stood his ground beautifully. Got it to Elliot Powell. Powell, low penetrating kick. Magnificent. Conlon couldn't mark it. O'Sullivan was there. Irvine kick off the ground was clever. Clean bowl, Tommy O'Brien. Gathered by Harry Wheeler. Off half back. Back now. Got it to Urquhart. Urquhart kicks it to half forward. Tigers have got numbers. Lucas Conlon, superb. Got it to Max Byrne. On to Gilmore now. Gilmore just changes gears a bit. Comes to midfield. It will be great call there, Mont. You heard in the background. Advantage play to Albury Tigers. Miles' kick's going to be good. Bice couldn't hold under it. Great pressure there from Ryan Einspawn. Sees it out over the boundary line. 70 metres around from the Tigers' goal. Yarrawonga lead 56-44. 9.5 minutes gone for Indigo Power.
Smart there from Miles. You could see he wanted to get it moving quickly so the Yarrawonga defence couldn't set up.
2-goal lead to the Pigeons. The Tigers, they need to respond. Harry Wheeler across half-back for Yarrawonga, evades a couple, and his right foot kick goes long down the line. Fothergill got met by 3 Albury Tigers. Umpire called play on. And Callum Logan, the umpire's going to call for the football, will ball it up. Just favouring the Tigers' true centre wing position. They trail this contest 56-44 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Powell tracks it towards the boundary line, can't quite keep it alive, and it's out of bounds for a restart. As we cross boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel to Chris Mitchell.
Yeah, not much happening down here, boys. Pretty tired legs, but Jesse Wilson's gone past us before with a huge strap on his left leg. So, his day's done, and a sad way to end the year for him.
Here it is, Howe, Muller. Muller was about to take it, he got buffeted out of the road. Wilson put his head over the footy. He ducked into it, I reckon. That's a great call from umpire Logan there. He nailed it. So, ball up, slightly into attack for Albury. Really need the next goal. They trail by 12 points. Muller working hard, palmed it cleverly. Here comes Hodgson. Been outstanding. Kick inside forward 50. Good grab. Magnificent grab by Anthony Miles. I think he's too far out to score.
Definitely is, Robbie.
Let's say 55 out. Low penetrating kick. Masters just eats them for breakfast. Great relieving mark. Last line defence. Pigeons lead by 12. For McRae Motors, here's Gus McLeod.
Yeah, not a great kick there from Anthony Miles. Just Lee Masters set up beautifully in that leading lane, and it was just hit him on the chest, basically.
Whistle off the ball here. Umpire Jason Rains found a free kick to Yarrawonga. Gibbons.
Duncan just held on to him off the ball.
Ryan Einspawn for the Pigeons. Low chiselling one. Finds Lockie Howe. Howe wants to go through the corridor. Dangerous kick. Turnover. Michael Duncan intercepts on the logo for the Tigers. His teammates are screaming for him to get on with it, but his kick was poor. It might work out okay here for Page. Gets around one, dispossessed by Howe. Mops up from his mistake. Now it's Willie Wheeler for the Pigeons. Beautiful vision. He finds Nick Fothergill right in front of our broadcast position as the AT Jones time clock hits 12 minutes 56 plays 44. The Pigeons lead the Tigers. Nice looking kick here from Fothergill. Casey marks as Yarrawonga play a methodical brand. Waiting for the right option. Matt Casey. Umpire calls him to play on. He kicks with a high up and under into the forward pocket. Needing a target. Williams brought it to ground level. Gilmore's appealing for the mark. Koopman and Wilson wrap him up. And we'll have a stoppage. 35 metres out from Yarrawonga goal. 12 and a half minutes gone for A.T. Jones.
Stevie J out on the balcony now, down in front of us. And Craig Edney. And it's a tense time here in the grand final. Yarrawonga lead it by 11 as Cam Wilson is bundled out over the boundary line. The Wheeler boys starting to impact this game, Brad Freak.
Yeah,
they
certainly have. Willie Wheeler up to 4 disposals in this third quarter. He only had 3 in the first half, and Harry Wheeler's had the 3 disposals, takes him up to 11 for the game.
Some boundary throw in. Pigeons into attack. They lead it by 12. Connor O'Sullivan. Tap to Hodgson. Clever hands to Garlett. Handball had a bit on it for Miles. He's going to have to be good here. He does well. Gets a high kick. Heiner Hennessy under it. Palmed it to ground. Running onto it now was Jacob Conlon. Buffeted his way through a couple of tackles. King was met front on by Lovell. He got through. Whoa, he got one high there. Did Reece King. And there's a bit of argy-bargy going on in the back play. It'll be a free kick to Reece King. Centre wing. Yarrawonga lead by 12. Here's Gus.
O'Brien over the top. Gainer's got some work to do. Fronfelder went in the fist. Could have gone the double-hander. Losing his footing was Miles. Fronfelder for the Pigeons. Handballs back to Ryan Ironspawn. His kick hugs the boundary line. Did it stay in? Umpire says no.
It's on, boys.
On the full. And there's a big dust up here. Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel right in front of you.
Yeah, they're nearly on the concrete, boys. I think it's Harry Wheeler and King, and the bench is trying to get involved as well. Harry's yelling at them. It's very interesting.
So Miles has marked the football here, and he's going to chip in board to Connor O'Sullivan. As you can hear through our special effects mics, both teams not overly impressed with what's being happening. O'Sullivan to the top of the goal square for the Tigers. Conlon's the target. Masters at ground level, shoves it across the line. Bice was lurking, and it's a minor score for the Albury Tigers. They're 6-9-45. Yarrawonga 8-8-56. It's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. 14 and a half minutes gone in the third term for Indigo Power.
How's Stevie J going down there, Mont?
Yeah, just having a bit to say, isn't he?
Oh, they're on it. It's on a knife edge, this game. Serious. 56-45. Yarrawonga lead. Oh, good grab, Matty Casey in front of Connor O'Sullivan. He'll come down centre wing, broadcast side of the ground. Kick's not great. Jay Hillary read it. It didn't have enough depth for Jess Koopman. And Hillary, what can he do with the footy? He got a few options midfield. They got numbers back. He decides he'll go backwards. Back to Tommy O'Brien. Back to Lucas Conlon. All of a sudden, the ball's only 30 metres out from the defensive line. He goes wide, Gus, with a penetrating kick and finds Max Byrne at half-back. Yarrawonga lead by 11.
Elliot Powell on the corner of the defensive centre square. Kicks towards Heiner Hennessy. Good jukes. Really good jukes from Colby Heiner Hennessy. True centre wing, Velodrome side. He takes on and kicks long up towards half forward. Ironspawn dropped the sitter. Bice came through, got the hands, trying to find a target. Regathers his own footy. Now back to Gilmore from a standing start. Kicks inside 50. Conlon was the target at ground level. Harry Wheeler clears defensive lines, and Williams has got some space to run into. Needs to pick it up cleanly. He heard Elliot Power's footsteps coming, and he thought, I might just tap this out of bounds, let the midfielders go back to work. Stoppage on the Velodrome side as Yarrawonga lead 8-8-56 to the Albury Tigers, 6-9-45. Hope you're enjoying the third term, thanks to Indigo Power.
Just a 2 goals kick for the quarter. We haven't had one kicked in the last 8 or 9 minutes. Yarrawonga lead it by 11. Casey cleverly took it out of the ruck, ran his full measure, kicks it inside forward 50. Gilmore sits under it from behind, takes a really good mark. Excellent mark from Hamish Gilmore in front of Dylan Conway.
The work by Jay Hillary there to engage Conway so that Gilmore could really slide back and take that mark was fantastic.
Gilmore goes to the Velodrome side. It's an awkward spinning kick. Proved hard one for Hodgson to get hold of. Inside handball, look for Wiley. Wiley's one was clever to Williams. Williams, the ball spilt out from him immediately. Hodgson had to get rid of it. Great kick to the middle of the ground now. Jake Page has the ball. Got it to Tommy O'Brien. Have a look at the Tigers run through the midfield. O'Brien has his second bounce. Drives it into Conlon. Marks 45 out. No one in the goal square. He thought about wheeling around. He'll go back now, Mont, and have a set shot. Big kick coming up here.
Can't leg speed open up a game like that from Tommy O'Brien. 2 or 3 bounces through the middle of the ground. Took it on. And then Conlon needs to go back here. Hasn't been his day, but this could be his moment and write his name into Albury folklore and put him back within a kick.
So Conlon from 48 metres comes in now. Kick on the way. It holds up a bit. It's got the accuracy. And it's got the depth. Jacob gets his first. Tigers get the margin back to 5 points. We've gone 17 and a half minutes. Ovens and Murray Grand Final. That's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket.
Yeah, how about that run and carry through the middle from O'Brien? Just splits the midfield apart from the Pigeons, and you don't want to give Conlon too many chances with a set shot like that with the game on the line. He's going to bury it every time.
Just haven't taken their opportunities in this third quarter. Yarrawonga 10 inside 50s to 6 and are only a lead by a goal.
5-point ball game here in the big dance. The ball's back live in the centre. Gibbons, umpire said there was a free kick, but he's paid advantage. Michael Gibbons to the hot spot for Yarrawonga. Williams the target. He brings it to ground level. Coburn's there to crumb for the Pigeons. Handball's back to Gibbons. Underground to Wheeler. Harry Wheeler to the big sticks. He's missed. Would have been some response from the Yarrawonga Pigeons, but Harry's kick missed to the right-hand side for a minor score. Yarrawonga 57, the Tigers 51. It's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Conlon plays on, drives it long, true centre wing. Numbers might fall away. Dylan Conway took a good grab in front of a couple of Tigers. They were expecting a little bit more depth in the kick. Conway marks, drives it, inside forward 50. Muller sits there like a colossus at centre half back. He'll decide to go wide to Duncan, who's been good all day. He's just given a bit of speed running off half back. Duncan likes the option of Elliot Powell. And a middle boy kicks it to a Dedarang Mount Beauty boy. At half-back for the Tigers, they trail by 6 points. 19 minutes gone, third quarter.
Long down the Velodrome side wing is Elliot Powell's kick, and it's out of bounds on the full. Brad Freak, 40 winks.
Yeah, I was going to ask Scott Montgomery, do the Albury Tigers need to think about swapping that tag? Michael Gibbons has had the 17 disposals in the last 2 quarters of football. Do you think they might need to change that up?
I think they just need to get another negative onto him maybe, because he's doing such a good job, Jacob Page, on Willie Wheeler. You don't want to let Willie Wheeler get off in the last quarter.
The kick from Masters from the free kick on the full went out of bounds on the full, and Elliot Powers going to have the footy back. So the last 30 seconds of football is null and void. Anthony Miles for the Albury Tigers across defensive half back on the Velodrome side. Umpire calls him to play on. Went to sell a bit of candy, and he goes for a short kick to Bryden Hodgson. So Albury trying to absorb a little bit of this pressure here that's coming from Yarrawonga. He goes short to Gaynor. Did he play on? Umpire said no. I thought he did, Mont.
I thought he did too, mate. I think you're spot on there. And Gibbo was right onto it, wasn't he?
Gaynor from a standing start finds the coach, Miles. Wiley got him. Wiley got him, and it's a 50-metre penalty. Anthony Miles took the mark.
He's in a bit of trouble.
And one of his best mates, his former housemate, Mark Wiley, collected him late.
Yeah, it's just a touch late, wasn't it? There wasn't a lot in it. Just probably half a second, really. So, yeah, but I tell you what, it's a fair 50-metre penalty too, boys. It's going to take him to within 30 metres here.
That is good real estate.
Oh, I would love to buy real estate off these umpires today. But, yeah, Anthony Miles, this is what they need here to get back to level pegging right on three-quarter time. Absolute godsend for Albury, because they've probably been behind all quarter with the game style they're playing. But to get back to level is something we probably didn't see coming.
At the 20-minute mark of the third term, Anthony Miles has Sherrin in hand to the Lavington number 2 ends. The coach steps up on the biggest stage. Anthony Miles with a Sunjan goal today, and scores are level at 57 apiece in the big dance, thanks to Inspirations Paint.
On the 40-wing stat sheet, Anthony Miles up to 6 disposals as well in this third term and kicking that goal. He's been really influential for the Albury Tigers. Elliot Powers had the 5 disposals in this third quarter as well, and as we touched on before, just haven't taken their opportunities in this third quarter. Yarrawonga 12 inside 50s to 7, and the scores are all level.
Hang on to your hat. That's all I can say. It was 44 all at three-quarter time. 21 minutes later into the third quarter, it's 57 all. Albury have got the last 2 goals. Gaynor got it to Bice. On to Colby, Heiner Hennessy. Quick hands King. He's in trouble. He's caught.
Gone.
And a great tackle there by Ryan Einspawn, who's gone under the radar a bit today. He's been very solid for the Pigeons. And he'll kick it from true centre half back. with the scores level 57 all. We've gone almost 22 minutes as Spawn goes to centre wing.
It's a high up and under. Well done by Wilson. Got the front spot against O'Sullivan. Miles wanted to milk a high free kick. He won't get it. And we'll ball the footy up, true centre wing, grandstand side. Brad Freak, 40 winks.
Yeah, as we touched on, Anthony Miles up to 6 disposals in this third quarter. Elliot Powers had the 5. And Michael Gibbons up to 8 disposals as well for Yarrawonga in this third quarter.
Howe on the tap, trying to find its way down to Gibbons. We'll ball the footy up once again. So 22 and a half minutes gone here in the third term. 57 apiece, thanks to Inspirations Paint. Howe from the secondary start, whistle. Umpire Cal Logan's found a free kick.
Yeah, and he's got grabbed onto by Muller when he was trying to run towards the footy. Not Muller, sorry, Howe. So free kick to Bice.
So Bice, true centre wing, grandstand side for the Albury Tigers. Umpire calls him to play on. He goes short to Max Byrne. Byrne's got a lead in Conlon. It's a beautiful kick. Conlon couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Bruce at ground level. Reece King joins in the party. Umpire Callum Logan says, I'll ball the footy up. 60 metres out from Albury Tigers' goal. Almost 23 minutes gone. These two teams can't be separated at 57 all.
Muller tapped it. Here's Willie Wheeler. And he tackles O'Hara over the boundary line. And just thinking there, the umpiring today has been excellent.
Yep, hasn't been a bad one paid, I don't think. So that's what you want on a grand final. That's why you get your best men out there. And I think the best 3 of the year are out there today.
Yeah, they've matched the entertainment value that's been out there today. It's been fantastic. Muller taps it. Here's Willie Wheeler again. Can't get a kick on it. Muller can. Towards the top of the goal square from Masters. Lee Masters takes a elite body and paint mark of the day. Last line of defence. Gee, we've seen a bit of that over the last few years, and he just kicks nicely to Willie Wheeler. 57 all, 23 and a half minutes gone, third term.
Just makes you wonder why he didn't get a run at the highest level. Lee Masters. Here's Willie Wheeler. Kicking long down the grandstand side wing. Big contest forms. Bryden Hodgson came through, left it behind. Umpire calls for a restart. We'll ball the footy up. Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. Both benches getting very vocal.
Yeah, they are, and they're vocal against each other sometimes as well. But the Tigers keen to get Jacob Page back on to mark Willie Wheeler, who's done a great job today. Gibbons
over the top gets it to Wiley. Now it's Willie Wheeler. Kicking from a standing start's a good one in the Fothergill direction. Byrne was wearing him like a glove. Here's a go for the Albury Tigers with Michael Duncan. A left foot kick, trying to find Gaynor. He marks. He handballs to Hodgson. Hodgson kicks to O'Hara. It's a beautiful kick. It's a beautiful looking kick, and O'Hara's got a lead in the pocket. He ignores it. He tries to bend it back. O'Hara was a little bit indecisive in the kick, but it's enough to give the Albury Tigers the lead. They lead 58-57 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Thanks to McRae Motors, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, O'Hara there. I think he wanted to go short to Garlett, and it was well shut down very quickly by Lee Masters. So he got called to play on, and then was a bit rushed with his kick. If he had gone back and had the set shot and done the same thing, I think he might have been a bit closer to getting it through.
Oh, not a good kick in. Muller, he runs with the footy. Big Isaac goes at goal. The Pigeons, it's hit the behind post, and it's going to be thrown back in. So a great attacking position here for the Albury Tigers. They lead 58-57. The Pigeons got the margin out to 12. They kicked the first 2 goals of the third quarter. They had a game-high lead of 17, just over halfway through the second. Lockie Howe, great composure, finds Ryan Bruce. He goes short, and he finds Mark Wiley at half-back. Chris Mitchell quickly for the Newmarket.
Yeah, sorry, Robbie, no one to kick upfield. It would have been a longer kick down the line, but there was no one to kick to.
So Bruce marks for Yarrawonga, right in front of the Inspirations Paint scoreboard, which is telling us the Albury Tigers lead by a sole point. Mark Wiley. Hands on the Sharon across half-back. Are we taking Mark's numbers for 40 winks?
Yeah, we are up to 17th disposal of the day.
And it's a beautiful kick. Inboard to Howe. That could be 50. Umpire says no. Lockie Howe has the footy, true centre wing. Chiseling ball in the Gibbons direction. Marks wanted to play on. Reassessed.
Matt Casey's all by himself inside 50, boys. Matt Casey's still there.
Williams marks. He spots Casey, not the kick. Casey was demanding it, but Williams didn't press off his mark enough. Jay Hillary intercepts for the Albury Tigers in the back pocket. Now he goes short to Duncan. 26 minutes gone for A.T. Jones in the third term. As the siren sounds, 1 point in it. It's all that's separating these two old rivals with a quarter of football to go in the big dance. Yarrawonga Trail, 8-9-57. The Albury Tigers, 8-10-58. We'll take a break and bring you one of the best final quarters you'll ever see in a grand final coming up next. 1 point ball game, Albury and Yarrawonga. It's live and it's free on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Fridge broken down? Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a crumbed barramundi fillet served with chips and dill hollandaise from just $22. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
It's a 1-point ball game with a quarter to go in the SS&A Ovens and Murray Grand Final. Hope you're enjoying today's coverage of the Albury Tigers lead 8-10-58 to Yarrawonga 57. Thanks to your local Optus stores, Albury, Wodonga and Wangaratta. Brad Freak has your quarters best.
Yeah, well, it's hard to go past these two players for either side all day. Michael Gibbons for Yarrawonga. I think his third quarter was outstanding. We'll touch on his stats for that third term when we get to the 40-wing stat sheet. And I thought Bryden Hodgson, his game, it is the best game. Albury Tigers colours, and just at the right time, he's been outstanding. story of the day, just teams not taking their opportunities. 13 inside 50s to 10 in favour of Yarrawonga in that third quarter. If we have a look at the possession getters, Michael Gibbons 10 disposals in that third term, takes him up to 25 disposals to three-quarter time. Mark Wiley's had 17 disposals, and Harry Wheeler had the 13. Willie Wheeler got off the chain a little bit in that third quarter. He had 7 disposals. He only had 3 to half-time. He's had 10 in the game now. For the Albury Tigers, 6 disposals for Anthony Miles takes him up to 16, and 13 disposals each for Jake Gaynor, Elliot Power and Braden O'Hara for the Albury Tigers.
Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. What was the message at the final break?
For both of these coaches, big rev-ups from Stevie J and Sean Daly. Stevie, I'll start with him. Got the run. He said we could do 8 quarters of this and need to be a little bit smarter at the stoppages. They've got the last bit of Shawnee Daly. He said they're starting to get on top of them. All comes down to this. They're back their pre-season in.
Here we go. 1 quarter of football is all that's left between the two perennial powerhouses, Albury and Yarrawonga, as Lavington celebrate their victory lap. We hope you're enjoying the pictures brought to you by Luke and Jackson from Wangaratta Indigo Computers, as well as all of our camera crew today. Mimo, Travis Cartwright, Logan Cartwright, Doug, and of course Sabina Cartwright. A fantastic coverage and a fantastic final quarter coming up with Robbie McKinlay.
Tigers lead by a point. We're underway. 10,156 in the house on grand final day. No one is left. Everyone is engaged in this one. Heiner Hennessy overran the footy. Willie Wheeler, it might have been a throw. It was against Tyson, so free kick will go the way of Heiner Hennessy. He'll get the ball inside forward 50. Chipping kicks, not a good one. Morey was there, got 2 hands on it. Now they'll clear from here from Ironspawn. Pumps it to centre wing. One-on-one battle. Hillary and Conway. Hillary recovers magnificently. Hurry kick over the head. Falls the hands of Riley Bice. Centre wing. Wheels around on the left foot. Weighs up his options. Ignored King going short. So Riley Bice. Now he goes across the ground. Goes it short to Maxi Byrne. Centre wing. Albury lead by a point. A minute gone last term.
Thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. Byrne sends the ball inside 50. They could have raffled it, but Logan Morey, he intercepts for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. He's going to find Irvine in the back pocket. And now short. Masters just keeps the ball alive.
Close one.
Heart in mouth sort of stuff there. And we'll get a kick down the line. Muller intercepts, but his kick was poor. Matt Casey, the 2 opposing number 2s, just got a little fingertip in there. Well, out of bounds on the full, I should say. It's going to be Whooper Irvine.
And a few nervy moments from both sides already to start this last quarter.
Righto, here we go. Whooper, Irvine, it's a high up and under. Centre wing, Hillary from behind. He takes a chest mark. The umpire, Ash Broughton, says there was a hand on it. I think there was. That means it's going to be a boundary throw in. Or is it?
We're going to ball it up. It's a ball up.
Going to be ball up. Well, there you go. No one really ready for it. Muller says, I'll take a bit of this. Got it to Miles. And he's going to be penalised.
Didn't have it, Mark.
Didn't have the ball. Good stuff, Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket. It's going to have to come back, Gus. Yep. We'll reload here. It'll be Anthony. Minutes are gone on the final term for Mac Jack Sheds. Albury lead Yarrawonga by a point. And for McRae Motors, here's Gus McLeod.
Thanks, Big Mac. Right in front of our broadcast position is the co-coach of the Albury Tigers, Anthony Miles. Little chip kick to the number 1 marker in the game, Colby Heiner Hennessy. How often we've seen this year. Colby Heiner Hennessy to send the Tigers into attack, in towards the hot spot. Pigeons have numbers out the back. Urquhart's got some work to do against Garlett. He did just enough to see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of the Albury Tigers goal. 25 from home will bring the footy back into play.
That kick there just wasn't the right option from Colby Heiner Hennessy. He just kicked it to a handful of Pigeons. They were really outnumbered, the Albury Tigers. Needed to be a little bit better with his decision making.
Pretty open goal square. No one really at home. If a quick kick, that's what happens from King. But Logan Morey was sitting 15 out from goal, and he takes a comfortable mark from a high kick from King. Wheels around the left foot. Good penetration. Falls clear now. Chance for Fothergill. Kick off the ground by O'Hara is good. Back to Riley Bice. Goes long. Riley Bice has nailed it from downtown. Velodrome flank. The margin's out to 7 points. 4 minutes have gone in the final quarter. Gee, if you want to start, that's what you're going to get, Monty. Riley Bice, who's been a little bit...
From your class midfielders, isn't it? Get on the outside and finish off like that. And what a finish from over there near the boundary on that left foot. He's so reliable in front of goal, Riley Bice, and that's no different right there.
It was just a clever little kick off the ground too from Braden O'Hara. He didn't have time to pick it up and knew that and found Bice.
7 point lead to the Albury Tigers in the final term thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. Muller on the tap. Page is working really hard to keep this alive for the Tigers. Tries to find gain and the footy spills out. Now it's with Willie Wheeler. Whistle, free kick.
There's a trip.
It's going to go the way of Mark Wiley. Kicks from a standing position over the top to Michael Gibbons. Gibbons inside 50. Trying to find Conway. Good contest. Comes to ground level with Max Byrne for the Tigers. Turnover. Tackle applied on Fothergill. Umpire says we'll ball it up. 50 metres out from Yarrawonga goal. Almost 5 minutes gone the final term. Albury lead 9-10-64. Yarrawonga 8-9-57.
Now, chance here for the Tigers off halfback. Duncan overran it. Good tackle by Daly. And Maxi Byrne, there was a little bit of an error at handball, but he's tackling straight away. His reaction time was sensational there as the Pigeons threaten. They're inside forward 50. They trail by 7 points. Can they get a goal here? Hillary, who's been excellent today. Left foot kick. Heine Hennessy, another clever kick off the ground by O'Hara. Found King. Ricochet back to O'Hara. Handball over the top. Here's Hodgson. Gathers the footy. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle. Was it Harry Wheeler?
Yeah, it was.
Something about Harry. And what a tackle that was, Gussie McLeod. Pigeons go forward.
And it's a dangerous kick to a 2-on-1, but the two's going to prevail. Well done, Bruce. Got the ball back inboard. Yarrawonga up to half forward. Underneath it is Casey. Shovels a handball out wide, trying to find Gibbons. Has a bit of time, has a bit of space. Left foot, Chisler wasn't the best kick. Fothergill applies a tackle and will ball the footy up 30 metres from Yarrawonga goal.
2 kicks in a row there from Gibbons going inside 50. This weren't quite good enough. Did not give his forwards a chance to take those marks. Both little worm burners.
64-57, the Tigers lead. Muller took it out of the ruck, threw it on the boot. Wiley keeps it in the field of play, lost his footing at the crucial moment and takes the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Brad Freak, 40 winks.
Yeah, 4 inside 50s to 3 in favour of Albury Tigers in this last term. A couple of early disposals for Riley Bice and Braden O'Hara for the Tigers, and Michael Gibbons is up to 27 disposals now for Yarrawonga.
Boundary throw-in. 45 around from the Pigeons goal. Albury lead it by 7. Wiley over the footy. Won it. Inside handball back to Willie Wheeler. Back to Matt Casey. Top of the goals. Oh, Conlon did well. Lucas. Williams with desperation. Kept the contest alive. Back to Conlon. Handball now to Gilmore. Gilmore stayed with footy. Good tackle. It was legal. It was fair. And it's going to be balled up 30 metres out from the Pigeon goal.
He's played
a free kick
yeah.
Against Yarrawonga. A bit over vigorous there, Mont.
No, well, it was Bailey Fromfeld who's pushed him back into the ground after the ball sort of had already been told to play up. So, yeah.
Well, they get out of trouble, the Tigers, and O'Hara at half back. And before we go to you, Gus, actually, Mont, sometimes that high kick looking into the sun is a good chaos kick.
It can be sometimes because the defender doesn't know what to do, and if it comes to ground, you smalls and go to work.
Harry Wheeler finds the Sharon for Yarrawonga, throws it on the boot. But O'Hara sits in the hole for the Tigers, wants to attack via the corridor. It's a beautiful looking kick. Daly's got some work to do. Handball's out trying to find his co-captain in Grills. Grills has to beat 3 Pigeons. He does so. On to Byrne. Handball inboard to Elliot Powell. A big Dusty Martin, don't argue. Over the top. Here come the Tigers. Riley Bice gets the 45 onto Grills. Now it's Gaynor. Evades 1, evades 2. Kicks out in the Garlett direction. Garlett's got a handball option in Heine Hennessy. Tied up in the pocket. Colby Heine Hennessy! Across the face for a minor score. He's kicked 3 behinds this afternoon as Colby, but it could be a crucial point. 9-11-65 the Tigers, 8-9-57 the Pigeons. It's thanks to Marty and the team at Porter Carpets.
Well, they ran the game out so strongly last Sunday in the preliminary final, the Tigers. They've got a bit in the tank. Can the Pigeons respond? Williams missed the mark at the back. Tommy O'Brien, Chris Mitchell down for the Newey.
Yeah, that was one thing they said at the three-quarter time huddle. They thought they had the legs over the Pigeons, so we'll wait and see. But it looks like at the moment, Robbie.
So boundary throw in. It is slightly into attack for Albury. We'll get inside 50 shortly off Brad Freak for 40 winks. Muller came through, regathered, hurried kick. It'll bounce inside forward 50 again. Great tackle, picked up by Gaynor. Kicks it to the goal square, over the back, chance. Oh, Pendergast did well, kept control. Garlett's tackle was elite. Pressure from Urquhart, ball up. 20 out. Blow the whistle, thank you very much. He does. 20 metres out for the Tigers' goal. They lead by 8 points. Inside 50s quickly, Freaky.
Yeah, 5 to Albury, 4 to Yarrawonga in this last quarter.
9 minutes gone, A.T. Jones time clock in the final term with a big dance. Howe took it out of the ruck. Whistle, free kick, Yarrawonga's way in their defensive 50.
It's going to be a big Lockie, isn't it?
It's going to go to Lockie Howe. McRae Motors, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, just got held onto in the ruck there, but how good was big empty head Pendergast there? Got back in that hole and stopped that mark for Conlon.
Dangerous kick from Howe, but it works out okay as Cam Wilson marks across half-back, grandstand sign for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Players are starting to tie up. It's been an indruling final quarter. It's been a big game of footy. No one went for that ball. Comes off the knee of Lee Williams and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Chris Mitchell, Newmarket Hotel, right in front of you.
Yeah, both sides very spent when they come to the bench. So we've got Ryan Bruce and Matty Casey. Lovell having a rest here for the Pigeons.
Time ticking away. Tigers, only goal of the quarter. Lead it by 8 points. Almost 10 minutes tick over on the A.T. Jones time clock. Back into play. Muller again, having some sort of quarter. Kicks it inside forward 50. Fist on the ball. Pigeons have got numbers at the full. Wiley's been busy and good this quarter. He's got a few options. At half back, he's found Coburn. Coburn now, off the left foot. Kicks to Velodrome wing. Fraunfelder, been a bit quiet today. Takes a mark, centre wing. Velodrome side. He comes across. Kick puts Irvine under pressure. It was a half volley. And it's going to force a ball up. Gussie McLeod slightly in attack for the Tigers. They're looking good here. They lead it by 8.
Looks like Fraunfelder's gone into attack. They're going to have to kick a winning score, Yarrawonga. They're going to have to kick 2 or 3 if they want to win this one. Here's a chance. Wilson kicks it up towards the centre of the ground. Mark's being taken. It's Willie Wheeler for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Not many options present. He's got Wiley short laterally. And that's the option that he uses. So Mark Wiley just behind true centre. Kicks from a standing start trying to find Urquhart. Urquhart marks on the logo. Inboard, dangerous kick. O'Hara, too much pace for Wilson. Diving on top of the football. Wilson's done well. And Anthony Miles, slow to get up from that stoppage. There is plenty of heat in this game. The Tigers lead 65 to 57. 11 minutes gone in the final quarter.
Howe O'Sullivan.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Free kick. So there's a chance here for the Pigeons to get deep into attack. Howe decides to go short. Mark Wiley lifted. There's a vacancy at half forward. I reckon it's Coburn. He'll mark. Will he play on? No, he won't. He marks 45 out, goes short. And he's found his man. And it's Nick Fothergill. 35 out, a tight angle about 15 in from the boundary, but Monty, he's normally very good from here.
Yeah, he's a classy finisher, Fothergill, and how he gets so much space all the time inside 50 is beyond me. But then we talk about the tired legs and stuff. A brain fade there from Isaac Muller when Arthur Conor O'Sullivan had put his hand up and nominated for the ruck. That's what the block was paid for the free kick. So gave him the option to go inside 50, and here goes Fothergill.
Massive kick. 12 minutes gone, final term. Albury lead by 8. Nick Fothergill will end up kicking from about 38 metres. Kick on the way. He hasn't got the journey or the accuracy. It stays in. Koopman kept it in. Oh, good work, O'Sullivan, the youngster. Pumped it high to half back. Sitting under his moor, and he takes a beauty for Yarrawonga.
Elite body and paint mark of the day. Strap yourself in. This is going to go down to the wire. Yarrawonga are going to send it back inside forward 50 to the top of the goal square. Williams the target. O'Sullivan at ground level. Lucas Conlon has to be clean. He is by hand to Max Byrne. Exits defensive 50, and it's a beautiful kick. Jimmy Grills, the captain for the Tigers, sits underneath this one across half back. Pumps it long down the line, 2-on-1. Flying across the pack was Gibbons. Pendergast, umpires paid the mark. It was touched by Gibbons. They get out of jail there, the Pigeons. Here's Pendergast. Wants the kick to the hot spot for Yarrawonga. Williams the target.
Shoved.
Free kick. Umpire said no. Gilmore out to Byrne. Byrne by hand. Missed the target. Powell's got some work to do. At ground level. Well done, Jay Hillary. Kicks it long down the line. Whooper Irvine. Intercepts for Yarrawonga with an elite body and paint mark of the day. through the corridor, spills out the back, but Ironspawn's there for Yarra.
Goes short. Well, this might not work out well. They got numbers at the 4. Lovell got the ball back to Wilson. Not tidy, though. Gee, they're under a lot of pressure. High tackle, though. Free kick's going to go the way of Ironspawn. Been good. Goes to the middle of the ground. Masters pushes forward. Goes well now out to the grandstand side of the ground. Found Lovell. He'll find Logan Morey. He's in distance. He plays on. Logan Morey goes long for a goal. Pigeons are back in it. They trail by 2. Logan Morey sinks the Sunjang goal of the day contender. It's game on here in front of 10,156. How about that, Monty?
Yeah, how good was that? They just were very, very smart for the way they went about it. Ryan Ironspawn come in short to Masters. Masters around to Tyson, and then Tyson found Morey, and what a finish. We know what a kick he is on that left foot, and great finish. He's worked hard all day, Logan Morey, and gets reward for it there.
Mark Wiley up to 5 disposals in this last term on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's the most dangerous player on the field at the moment for the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
2-point ball game in the 2023 decider. O'Sullivan's gone into the ruck. Gibbons, little toe poke up towards half forward. It's Bailey Fronfelder. He's going to arc around the left footer. Kicking inside forward 50. Well done the back of the pack, Hillary. Now it's at ground level. Koopman kicks on goal and it's hit the stick. Jesse Koopman has hit the post for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, and it's a 1-point ball game. 15 minutes gone. 65 plays 64. Brad Freaks on the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, 9 inside 50s to 6 in favour of Yarrawonga in this last quarter. It was well in favour of...
Woodcock turnover here. Chance for Fraunfelder. Puts the Pigeons in front. He has a terrible mistake. Fullback kicking in by Lucas Conlon. They mopped it up.
And there's going to be a free kick in the middle of the ground against Powell, boys.
And a free kick against Powell. And Bailey Fraunfelder pounced upon it. And he's put the Pigeons in front by 5 points. 70-65, and a free kick's going to go the way of Brady Coburn. Take it away, Gus.
Well, they're going to go inside 50 once again. A chance for the double play in the Williams direction. Falls short at ground level. O'Hara's got some work to do. Now Duncan's got the duties for the Tigers. Handballs to Bice. There's still a heartbeat for the Tigers. Plenty of footy to go. Up towards the true centre wing position, and Jordan Urquhart intercepts the Yarrawonga with an elite body and paint mark of the day. Now it's with Ironspawn.
I just hope Yarrawonga don't go in their shells now. They've still got to kick another goal or two, I feel, to win it. They can't just try and save the game. They need to take it on.
Big kick from Ironspawn, covered 60. Big pack. Williams almost held it. O'Sullivan handballs it. Through was Tyson. Gainer's there. Kicks it to centre wing. Keeping it in front there. Might have been Byrne, it was. Chance here for the Pigeons, though. Ironspawn got it back into Fothergill, who took a diving chest mark. 70 out from goal. There's numbers everywhere all of a sudden for the Pigeons. Gee, this game's turned the last 5 minutes, Mont.
Yeah, it has, absolutely. And Yarrawonga have really tightened the screws on Albury here. Got to capitalise on this momentum while they've got it, because I reckon it'll go back Albury's way eventually in this last quarter.
Harry Wheeler got the short pass. Now finds Mark Wiley. What are his numbers, Mont, for 40 winks?
He's up for his 23rd disposal of the day now.
Mark Wiley.
Called to play on.
Called to play on, chips it into the pocket, intercepted. Really good Mark Riley Bice. He's an absolute star for the Albury Tigers. He's going to have to step up in the final term. He goes short. He finds Max Byrne at the junction of 50 and the paint of the boundary line. Byrne, Velodrome side, a high up and under, long down the line. Urquhart sat in the hole. Kyle Tyson out wide to Michael Gibbons. Gibbons inside 50 for Yarrawonga. Williams. Big Leroy. Tight angle. He's got Bruce running into the open goal square. He's going to play on now. He Take a bow, Leroy Williams. So incredibly unselfish. And Ryan Bruce has a chance from point blank range to extend the lead to 11 points.
One thing he did well there, he faked like he wasn't going to kick it there, and Jeffy Garlick gave up on the chase and then went bang and hits Ryan Bruce in the goal square.
Ryan Bruce for an 11-point lead. Stunning from Yarrawonga. 11-point lead to the Pigeons on the Border Carpet scoreboard. 18 minutes gone in the final term.
The one that the Albury Tigers need a lift out of now in this last term is the Morris medalist, Elliot Powell. He's only had the 14 disposals today. He's only had one disposal in this last quarter, just ticking over the 18-minute mark. They need him to get in the game if they're going to get back in it.
3 goals in a row, Robbie, for Yarrawonga.
Correct, Gussie. They were trailing by 8 points. Then Morey, Fraunfelder, Bruce. 3 goals in 4 minutes. They lead it all of a sudden by 11 points. We have gone 18 and a half minutes. Final quarter action. Muller went high. Here's Willie Wheeler. Gathered it. Was tackled immediately. Held up. And they're going to do it all again. In front of over 10,000 people packed here at the Lavington Sports Ground. Muller again. Taps it. Albury Tigers, they need 2 goals. Here's Max Burnoff, halfback. Handball it to Michael Duncan. He might have Grills if he goes further. Page is there with Wheeler. Here comes Grills. Grills won it. Got it back to Jake Page. Provided to Shepherd. Page kicks it inside, almost inside forward 50. Miles brought the ball to ground. Gainer somehow got a handball out to Powell. Powell goes long at the goal square. Here's a keep an eye on O'Sullivan. He's marked. Very tight angle. 5 metres from the behind post, runs around, kicks it over his shoulder for a goal! Sunjang goal of the day contender! Margin back to 5 points. The Tigers won't lie down. This is an epic, Scott Montgomery.
How good was that? Connor O'Sullivan back with the flight. Wasn't the greatest kick from Powell under the pump, but I'll tell you what, this kid oozes class when he gets the ball in his hands. O'Sullivan hasn't had a lot of it today, but goes back and finishes truly right there.
Got to give credit to Elliot Powell. Just he should not have got through that heavy traffic as he did. Kicked it long and O'Sullivan did the rest, but great work by Powell.
That's why he's going to go top 20 in the draft. 5-point ball game at the 20-minute mark. Here's Wheeler. Willie up towards half forward. Conway's the target. Wants to wait for the bounce. Hillary's hot on his heels for the Tigers. Wrapped up in a tackle. Now he's dispossessed. Duncan by hand to Luke Daly. Handball wasn't great. Yarrawonga have numbers. Should be a high free kick. Umpire says holding the ball. The Albury Tigers back 6 stand up, and Jay Hillary wrapped up Nick Fothergill in a brutal tackle.
He's been great today, Jay Hillary. Fantastic game. One of the best games I've seen him play. Did some lunatic tip extra time today? I don't know. Who knows? Anything can happen here today. Duncan through the midfield finds Jacob Conlon. He's got Jake Page short. Centre of the ground at the Lavington Sports Ground. They trail by 5 points, the Tigers. Handball was to Muller. Kicks it inside. They fly high. Ball comes to ground. Gibbons, brilliant. Handball to Wilson. Free kick.
In the back.
There's a whistle. It's going to go the way of the Pigeons, and it's going to go the way of Michael Gibbons. 21 minutes gone. Yarrawonga lead by 5 points.
Jake Page would love that moment all over again. I don't think giving it to you, Ruckman running past is the right handball this stage of the game. Could have really arced around and got it deep inside 50.
Gibbons to the Velodrome side. Ball's in the hands of Ryan Bruce for Yarrawonga. Across half back. 76 plays 71. Yarrawonga lead the Tigers. Muller flew across the pack, brought it to ground level, but emerging from the contest is Harry Wheeler. Inside 50 towards Conway. Got a bad bounce. Well done, Hillary. On to Luke Daly for the Tigers. 1-2 with Powell was good. Daly down the line. Heine Hennessy with brute strength out in front. Colby's going to switch and roll the dice. It's a beautiful looking kick. Falls the way of Gilmore. Got a handball option here in Duncan. Duncan out wide. Not the best kick. Over the top for Bice. Willie Wheeler's there for Yarrawonga. He's going to intercept. Zap some life out of the contest. Long kick down the line. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in. True centre wing broadcast side. 22 and a half minutes gone in the big dance. Yarrawonga lead by 5.
Boundary throw, and it's smack bang centre wing grandstand side of the ground. Tigers searching for a goal that would put them in front by a point. Yarrawonga lead it. 22 and a half have gone. Spins back into play. Not one person has left the ground. Hodgson with courage. Won the footy. King bounced up. Got a handball to Jake Page. Took him on. Got a handball back. Great smother. Urquhart. Hands again by Hodgson. Here's a chance. Tommy O'Brien. Look away handball. Hodgson to put the Tigers in front. Misses to the left-hand side. Minor score. I reckon you can almost rule out the draw now. Yarrawonga lead by 4. 23 minutes gone.
Pendergast over the top from the hands. Kick in from fullback. Irvine's under the pump. The Tigers arrive in numbers. Garlett, did he get taken high? Umpire said no. In towards Hodgson. Pinballs around. Irvine's handball was a hit and hope. 50 metres from Tigers goal. It's with Page. Over the top to Burns.
Oh.
Handball missed him. Got taken high late. Umpires put the whistle away.
Oh,
Masters kicks long to Willie Wheeler. Marks at true centre wing. But there's no one to kick to. All of the Yarrawonga attackers supplying a great bit of defensive work. Howe sucking some life and some valuable seconds off the clock. He goes towards Gibbons, and Gibbons marks his numbers for 40 winks.
He's up for his 31st disposal of the day.
Gibbons goes short, and Freaky will get you to shortly tell us how long each quarter's gone. We have gone almost 24 minutes here. Gibbons has it, centre wing for Yarrawonga, and he kicks it inside forward 50. Conlon takes the mark. Those quarter times as Duncan, the umpire's down. Keep an eye on the umpire. Duncan runs from half back, had 2 bounces, kick inside. O'Brien missed a chest mark, might have been held on to. He was held onto.
Whistle.
O'Brien's got the free kick.
Wants to come in board. Dangerous kick. Works okay for Miles. Finds a bit of space. Here's a go for Hamish Gilmore. Gilmore, they're a man down the Tigers as they kick inside 50. Vice flew high. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Max Burns come from the ground. Chris Mitchell looks in a bit of trouble for the Tigers.
Got to be his left shoulder, holding it very gingerly. It's hard to see him come back, especially how late it is in the quarter.
Boundary throwing, 24 minutes gone. Yarrawonga lead by 4. Muller on the tap to Reece King. Gets around one. In towards Garlett. Garlett marks for the Albury Tigers. 45 metres out on a slight angle. Jeffrey can go back and win the game for Albury.
Well, you could hear the benches yell, find a man, and that clearance. Riley Bice and Reece King were left at the front of the stoppage all by themselves, and they had 3 guys lined up all by themselves, and Jeffy Garlett was one of them. Got to go back. This is Jeffy's chance.
Garlett to the Hannah Street end. Kicks an absolute shocker to the top of the goal square.
There's that man.
The captain of Yarrawonga, Captain Courageous, steps up on the last line of defence. It might be a premiership winning mark.
Masters off half back, kicks it long. Velodrome wings his target out the back. Tigers got numbers. Conlon somehow got a kick, tumbles into half forward, mark taken. Yarrawonga have got it. They lead by 4 points. It's Jordan Urquhart. Siren! The Pigeons have won an epic. They beat Albury by 4 points, 76-72, in one of the great grand finals you will ever see. Half of Yarrawonga are already on the field. I reckon the rest of the town's about to join them. That was an absolute epic encounter. 4-point victory to Yarrawonga.
10 years since Yarrawonga were crowned the premiers of the SS&A Ovens and Murray, and that is a win for the ages. Albury had their opportunities via Garlett in the dying stages, and it's Yarrawonga 11-10-76 to the Albury Tigers, 10-12-72. It's almost deja vu from 12 months ago. A shot on goal to the Hannah Street end in the dying seconds. Well, the shoe's on the other foot this year because it's Yarrawonga that hold on in an epic grand final. An Ovens and Murray grand final for the ages, 76-72. Yarrawonga premiers in 2023.
Yeah, Gussie, it was a Jeff Garlett had a shot, I would say, with 30 seconds left. The kick from about 40-45, it didn't carry the distance. Lee Masters took a mark on the chest in front of a massive pack. He kicked the ball and ended up with Jordan Urquhart, and the siren blew for a 4-point victory to Yarrawonga, 76-72. What a game of football.
Well, you're walking, mate. How you feel?
Oh, just exhilarated, to be honest. But yeah, just want to get in and see the boys. That was a huge effort to come from behind. In that last quarter, I thought we lacked a bit of composure in the third, but we made some great moments in that last quarter to win us the grand final.
Go and enjoy it, mate.
Steve Johnson joining Chris Mitchell, boundary side.
I reckon it might have been Lee Williams.
Oh, no, it was Stevie J.
Stevie
J, because he dropped the magic, and it was definitely Stevie J. We apologise to our listeners for a little bit of magic there from Steve Johnson. Freaky, what a grand final for the ages.
Oh, absolutely, Gussie. Just an absolutely fantastic display. We've been really treated to the past 2 grand finals in the Ovens and Murray. Obviously, heartbreak last year for the Yarrawonga Pigeons, going down by 3 points to the Wangaratta Magpies, but obviously going full circle and getting over the line by 4 points today. What an outstanding game of football. It was nearly a perfect grand final you wanted. It was tough, it was contested, it was open, there was plenty of goals. It was an outstanding game of football, and full congratulations to Yarrawonga. They've been outstanding. They've been the best team all year, really, and they fully deserve the victory today.
I think you're spot on there, Freaky. They've probably been the best team, the team we've spoken about most all year, and they took the most of their chances. They obviously had less scoring shots than Albury today with 21-22, and what a way to finish. And they had their chance in that last quarter, Albury. There was guys everywhere. Jeffy Garlett could have been the hero and kicked the goal to really finish it off, but yeah, they just weren't able to get it done. And yeah, you can see the heartbreak on the Albury faces, but what about the elation for the Yarrawonga Pigeons?
Yeah, Monty, I don't know. It's just trying to comprehend that last quarter, just how that all panned out. It was everything that you almost dread as a supporter, or you love as a supporter, and there's always going to be a cruel finish. And Gussie alluded to, Jesse Koopman had a shot from a similar spot last year to put his side in front at the same time, with about 30 or 40 seconds left. No score. The mark from Lee Masters was just unbelievable. And then they get out of trouble.
Lee Masters, that is an outstanding performance. He's been hindered by injury all year, and for him to stand up on the biggest of stages, that is a captain's effort from Lee Masters.
And I thought his first half he was a bit quiet. I thought he had moments where he did what he needed to do, and we know what he can do. But I tell you what, that last quarter he really stood up, and that's exactly what we know he can do, game in, game out during the season.
Chris Mitchell is lost in a sea of navy blue and white amongst the middle. We hope you're enjoying the pictures from Logan Cartwright on Optus O&M TV. A fantastic game of football. Yarrawonga victorious, 76-72. You couldn't fault both teams. They both had their chances to win. And it looks like we're going to head into the Yarrawonga camp.
Good luck.
To be joined by Chris Mitchell. Chris O, come in whenever you're ready, mate, because we absolutely have no idea where you are. There'd be 300 people in the middle of the ground. Down to you for the newie.
Yeah, I've got Harry Wheeler, mate. You missed last year through injury. You weren't going to miss this one, mate. How does it feel?
No, that's pretty surreal there. Yeah, words can't probably describe how I'm feeling at the minute with how close it was there at the end. Yeah, it's just unbelievable effort by the guys. We were all pretty on our horses there that last 5 minutes, so to hold on there was, yeah, unbelievable.
When Bailey snapped that goal, mate, and put you in front, I think you're about 8 points in front, and then Jeffy Garlett nearly snatched the victory back for the Tigers. What was going through your mind at that stage?
Yeah, I was on the bench when he had that mark, and play like him, I actually thought he was going to put that through, and we knew there wasn't long on the clock. If he kicked that, it was probably done, but yeah, thankfully, and Roy's mark there was, game saving. So it was, unbelievable.
And what was the build-up like for you, mate? Obviously, you did a lot of work to get yourself up for this game after not playing since round 12 with knee injury.
Well, obviously, put in a lot of work from when I had surgery, and like we were playing last week, I was probably on the edge of playing, but still had a fair bit of work to do, but knew I could sort of put in the work, and this week was just enjoy it, really, and just get the body right, so great feeling that.
Well done, Harry. You're outstanding, mate. Enjoy.
Cheers. Thank you.
Harry Wheeler, boundary side with Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. An update for you in the VFL game. Werribee and the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast lead 65-41. But the big story is Sean Manor has 5 goals and 16 disposals at halftime.
Get him on
in
a
the
list.
VFL
Got to
game.
get him on a list, surely.
We saw him dominate the grand final a couple of years ago. We'll keep you posted as we support a couple of local boys in the VFL Big Dance. But it's all about Yarrawonga this afternoon. Premiers in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. Chris Mitchell's doing some of his best work trying to capture as much of this atmosphere as we possibly can. We hope you're enjoying the pictures from the middle of the Yarrawonga huddle. There are absolutely people everywhere. Yarrawonga supporters have come in their droves. A big shout out to everyone watching at Club Mile Whaler this afternoon. They had a special on schooners down there, boys, and the Yarrawonga
They would have
supporters,
sold out, I reckon.
They would have come in their drives. It's a long way to go, and a big shout out to everyone watching at the SS&A Club as well. Chris O, whenever you're ready, we'll cross boundary side to you for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, thanks, Gus. He got the superstar of the show, Mick Gibbons. He was on the bench annoying me last year. He was out on the ground doing his best work today, mate. Must be a surreal feeling to get the cup at Yarrawonga.
Oh, mate, I actually just got a bit emotional there after the game. It's been a big 2 years for me, so
Mate, that's you want to win them like that too, don't you? That's Aubrey was super, and they just kept coming, and just couldn't be prouder of the Yarra boys and the club. It's a special joy to be a part of, and as I said, I'm a bit emotional, but it's been a big road, and I'm pretty proud of that today.
Tell us about that ride for you, mate. You've put 4 games together in a row, which has been really difficult for you. Tell us about that emotional struggle, trying to get over injury after injury.
Yeah, a lot of people know it's like injury after injury. It's pretty lonely, and obviously I came here with a bit of wraps on me, and I just felt really flat when I couldn't show what I know I can do. So to be able to time it this year and get my continuity, and we worked about it, me just playing finals all year, so sort of peaked at the right time, and geez, I couldn't have gone any more there. I was done at the end, mate. I was done.
Mate, you've tasted success at Williamstown in the VFL. How does this compare to that?
Oh, mate, right now it's better. It's as good, if not better. Mate, this is geez, you can't top that feeling, can you? And like as I said, that's the way you want to win them, isn't it?
Go and enjoy the celebrations, mate. You're outstanding.
Thanks, mate. You're a star. Well done.
Michael Gibbons, boundary side with Chris Mitchell. A big shout out to Logan Cartwright on the camera, and also Luke and Jack from Indigo Computers. Fantastic scenes on the live stream, taking you right amongst the middle of the Yarrawonga huddle. Pure jubilation. He has to be a chance of the Did Simpson medal, Monty, because he was absolutely superb. Talk us through his game and Freaky's numbers to back it up.
He just really worked into the game, I felt. Early on, he probably just the pace of the game he wasn't quite up with, but as soon as he found his rhythm, he was unbelievable. And I know Freaky's going to touch on how many 40 winks he had in a minute, but wow, what a performance from that man. And that's why they got him to the club, wasn't it, for days like today? And unfortunately, he didn't get to the big dance last year with injury, but he was able to do it today. And yeah, so happy for him. And he's such a nice guy. You hear the way he spoke there, and yeah, he just deserves something like this, I feel.
Just to back up Monty's point there, obviously he had on our 40 wing stat sheet, he had the 6 disposals up to quarter time. He had 25 disposals in the last 3 quarters. He ended up with 31 for the game. I thought he was outstanding. He was everywhere for the Pigeons today. In my opinion, I thought he was the best player in the game today, and he showed his class and he showed why. But you could see he was building for this. Obviously, finally got those 4 games, a 4-game block in a row, and you just had the feeling that Michael Gibbons was going to be everywhere today. He was just going to really rise to the occasion after missing out last year for the Pigeons, Robbie, and just do everything he could to get his side over the line.
Yeah, and Freaky, really what showed there, his composure throughout the whole game just showed it. He tapped into his AFL experience, because we all know how quick that game is. That's at the top pace you can get, the intensity. Well, this is a close you're going to match it in country footy, and Gibbo's experience a little bit more than that, so he's able to really execute his skills, composure, and the way he used the ball under pressure, and that's what sorts the really good players out from the good players. And that's Michael Gibbons. That's Yarrawonga have been rewarded for engaging his services today by a outstanding game. And for mine, he is Did Simpson medalist.
The only person I think could trump him is perhaps Lee Masters, but I think he'll poll very well. But Michael Gibbons, say what you want about him, say about his injuries. He's delivered what Yarrawonga brought him to the football club to do, and that's win a premiership. The home and away games of footy mean nothing, because he stood up on the biggest day of them all, and I think he's a massive chance for the Did Simpson medal. What about the Albury Tigers, gents? They'll be absolutely distraught. They had their chances. You have to feel for Jeff Garlett. He had what would have been the match-winning kick. A player of his calibre, you'd back him in to kick it, but it just wasn't his moment, was it, Chris O and Monty?
No, absolutely. He's one of those guys we would have thought would have been able to put that one through from that distance. I don't know whether it was the game, the balance was in the balance, and therefore it got into his head, or what it was, but you'd expect someone of his sort of skill level to be able to do that, and just wasn't able to do it. And he'll think about that for a long time now, until he gets another chance in the big day, which may never come again.
I think some of the Albury boys around him really enhanced their reputation inside the Ovens and Murray. I thought Bryden Hodgson today was outstanding, and one that for mine that was at the start of the final series we all thought might have been a bit of a surprise to be in the side was Max Byrne. I thought his game off the half-back line today was outstanding. Jay Hillary as well. Those young guys for the Tigers really stood up across the half-back line, especially with the loss of Jesse Wilson so early. And there's a lot of Albury boys out there that can keep their heads held high, but obviously they're going to be feeling bitterly disappointed at the moment. But a lot of those guys gave their all out there today and weren't quite at it, but it's going to drive them even more for 12 months' time to try and get back here again.
They were magnificent, I thought. And the other one I'd like to give a really good 2 other backmen. I thought Lucas Conlon today was unbelievable. Lee Williams, he did some good work, but he only kicked 1 goal. And the other one who got dropped for the first game of the final series, and Jay Hillary's game today, I thought for a guy who'd been under the pump a bit to keep his spot, was fantastic.
And he had to play that third tall, didn't he, because of Jesse Wilson going down.
He was terrific.
Chris O's boundary side for the Newmarket Hotel. We'll try and get you either very close to a speaker, Chris O, or even get your microphone up there with Luke Francis, the master of ceremonies for the post-game celebrations here. If you just joined the broadcast, it was Yarrawonga in an epic 74-72. Luke Francis is giving us the post-game ceremony. And Chris, if you can hear us, mate, we'll get you nice and close to a set of speakers. So David Sinclair making his way up on stage. And Chris, if you can hear us, mate, we'll get you right next to a speaker.
I think he's been engulfed by pigeons.
I think so. David Sinclair saying a few words here at present. Who's your tip for the Did Simpson boys?
Yeah, Gibbo for me.
Gibbo for mine.
Gibbo, mate. So, who else would be in contention?
I think Wiley was really good.
Great last
I think
quarter.
Lee Masters was fantastic as well.
Hey,
There's
Freaky,
a few people.
what was Mark Wiley's stats in that last quarter?
He had the 23 disposals, Mark Wiley, by the end of the game, and I think looking down there that... Sorry, I'm just watching. Panda's just given Luke Francis a microphone, so we might be able to get a better... No?
Yeah, probably once Lukey gets back on the mic, I think we might be able to take it live from down there.
So I think Panda's actually got the microphone up there, boys, has he?
Yeah. So Lukey's got it, so once he gets back on the mic. Gusty, I think we'll be right to be able to take most of these post-match celebrations.
Of course, the all-important master of ceremonies, Lukey Francis, with mic in hand. David Sinclair saying a few words. And of course, it's been a very big week of Ovens and Murray football. Of course, Elliot Power claiming the Morris Medal on Monday night. Feels like an eternity ago.
It does, doesn't it?
David Sinclair
continues to talk.
Passing on his congratulations.
Sinkers.
And we'll cross down to Master of Ceremonies, Luke Francis.
Thank you, Dave. Firstly, the medal presentations for the umpires. To our field umpires, Jason Rain, Ash Broughton and Callum Logan. Please come forward.
What a great job they did.
Oh, I thought they officiated the game brilliantly today, gentlemen.
Outstanding.
Our emergency umpire, Brenton Poole.
Yeah, in the tracksuits.
Tough gig, the old emergency.
To our boundary umpires, Thomas Johnston, Jack Weir, Riley Edwards and Jennifer Alley.
A good game of football was judged by whether you noticed the umpires.
And goal umpires,
and they were brilliant today.
Mark Bywater,
I think across the board,
Norman
as well,
McClure,
not just the field umpires, but
and our
obviously the
emergency goal umpire,
across the field.
Kenley
They all
Poole.
did a great job today.
As the umpires receive their medallions for the 2023 Grand Final.
I agree with you, Freaky. That's as good an all-round performance from an umpires. The whole lot. Goal umpire, boundary, field umpires.
Can we get this 10 to follow us wherever we go on broadcast each week?
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, when you get the best together, normally there's fewer mistakes made, isn't there?
They've got a tough job. They don't get a lot of coin to perform like that in front of a big stage. They've done a magnificent job.
So the umpires are making their way on stage. I think all of us in the box agree it's going to be Michael Gibbons to claim the Did Simpson medal. Dan Vaccaro's shaking his head saying Masters.
That's why he's number 2.
Of course, he stood up in very big moments. You take those two players out of the game, Yarrawonga don't win. It's as simple as that.
And didn't Willie Wheeler get off the chain a bit more?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome now Curtis Simpson to present the Did Simpson medal for the best player on the ground. And the winner of the Did Simpson medal for 2023 is Mick Gibbons.
Michael Gibbons, Did Simpson medalist. Who picked that one? Anyone tip
Yeah,
Gibbo?
I think everyone did except for one.
What about during the week?
Yep.
Oh, no.
I took him. I did the double, Gus. I picked Christina Iguchi in the netball and I kicked Mick Gibbons in the footy.
It's a shame you can't bet on it, Freaky, because you'd be a very rich man. Michael Gibbons, your 2023 Did Simpson medalist from the Yarrawonga Pigeons. He's paid back Yarrawonga in absolute spades for his services to the club. He's Michael.
Keep it quick, but obviously, firstly, massive thank you to Aubrey and the whole footy club. Jeez, what a game. yeah, it's been a big journey for myself individually, but for the team, this has been a cracking 2 years. We fell short last year, and then to get the chocolates today in a win like that, we'll celebrate long and hard. So let's rip the lid off it.
Gibbo, he will.
Oh, he will. For
He
sure.
ain't
Congratulations again, Mick Gibbons. We'll now call upon the co-coach of the Albury Tigers, Anthony Miles, to say a few words. Please make him welcome.
His numbers on the 40-wing stat sheet, Freaky. I thought he stood up today for the Albury Tigers. He played a really valuable role as that inside mid.
Yeah, he had the 18 disposals in the game today. There was a large period of that last quarter. I reckon he was on the bench for about 10 minutes when the ball was stuck out on the other side, so he probably couldn't have got as much influence on his game as he would have liked. But as always, he's always hard and under for the Albury Tigers and really led from the front.
Here's Anthony Miles of the Albury Tigers.
What a great game of footy, and congratulations to the Yarrawonga Footy Club, Stevie, and the boys who've been one of the best sides all year, no doubt, and we've got a huge amount of respect for you guys as a club, and thank you for the game today, obviously, so congratulations. Thanks to the umpires, the league, obviously Ovens and Murray put on a great show, so thank to you guys, all the major sponsors, and to the Albury Footy Club. We spoke about it, it's a brotherhood. I love every one of you blokes, and I know we're hurting, but we'll be back bigger and better, don't worry about that, so let's stick together. Thanks.
Well spoken by Anthony Miles, co-coach of the Albury Tigers. Of course, him and Sean Daly have recommitted to lead the football club next year.
And now for the presentation of the Premiership medallions to the Yarrawonga Pigeons.
We'll start with number 1, I'd imagine.
Number 1, Nick Fothergill.
Call from you, Gussie.
Great call, Gus.
Yeah, thank you. Some of my best work. A team of the year, forward pocket, Nick Fothergill. Played a very important role today.
He's a good player, isn't he? He's a classy finisher. Kicked 2 goals, and they win by a goal, so he played a massive part in it.
As they sing the song at Yarrawonga, the smooth operator.
Number 2, Matthew Casey.
Been a swingman for Yarrawonga since returning to his home club from Balwyn, a stint in Melbourne.
Did a good job giving Lockie Howe a chop out in the ruck at times today too, particularly in that second half.
Kicked 24 goals for the year as well, so had a really good impact on the team in the back half of the year when he did make that move forward more permanent.
Number 3, Braden Coburn.
A quiet home and away season, Monty, but he stood up in finals. He was electric as a genuine small forward for Yarrawonga.
Well, he probably had a lesser role this year with Gibbo being fit and playing a lot more games and the Wheeler boys and stuff, so he just ends up playing his role, doesn't he? Off the bench, through the middle, goes forward.
Number 4 for the Pigeons, Mark Wiley.
He deserves a medal, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. Wiley, he's been at the Pigeons for a while now. He's coached them, been a great player, and I reckon a premiership medal, it just rubber stamps his time at the Pigeons.
He was, for mine, behind Gibbo. I thought he was
Number
really
5,
the second best player on the ground.
Ryan Einspawn.
He was a good game, Ryan Einspawn. Very consistent today.
Couldn't fault him.
I love the move of him going back. I reckon that's something we might see a bit more of moving forward.
Of course, a Ferntree Gully, Upper Ferntree Gully footballer, moved up to Yarrawonga and has been a really good inclusion for Yarrawonga.
Number 7, Harry Wheeler.
Well, if there's any question marks about Harry coming back into the senior side, they were buried today, Freaky.
Yeah, he had the 17 disposals. I thought, especially in the second half, his influence on the game really elevated. Had a really good opening quarter, but yeah, his influence on the game went to another level in that second half.
Number 8, the Did Simpson medalist, Mick Gibbons.
What were those numbers again, Freaky?
Yeah, the 31 disposals today, Nick Gibbons. He was simply outstanding for him and kicking a goal as well.
Break them down quarter by quarter, mate.
He had 6 in the first, then he had 9 in the second, 10 in the third, and then 6
Number
in the last.
9, Nick Irvine.
He was good. Whoop up. Best game I reckon he had for the year. Good timing.
I agree with that. A Tungamar best and fairest win-up. Comes back to Yarrawonga and he slotted him beautifully across the back line. Not a flashy player, but gets the job done. And I agree with your comments. Big Mac, I thought he was outstanding.
Probably built into the O&M, obviously coming across.
Number 11 for Yarrawonga, Cam Wilson.
A little bit quieter today, but he got himself in that second half. I thought the situations he got himself into that either created a tackle, a stoppage, or he just got a sneaky little handball out. He was okay.
I think with Harry coming back into the side, he lost his midfield
Number
minutes.
12,
played a lot
Locke Howe.
Geez, him and Big Isaac had a good battle. How'd you see it, boys? Almost
dead level.
Same here.
Dead level. I think Isaac maybe just, but tell you what, big count back system.
They were brilliant.
Of course, Lockie Howe, one of his strengths is his great ball use around the ground. 2 or 3 times.
Number
he set up some attack.
13, Bailey Fronfelder.
Got the goal, eh?
There won't be enough cruisers in Yarrawonga for Bailey Fronfelder to delete tonight, boys.
Probably one of the best things about Stevie J's coaching for the year is his willingness to throw the magnets around. Frontfelder played halfback all day, no influence, moved into the forward line for the last quarter and kicked the ceiling goal for him.
Absolutely well said, Freaky.
And he, obviously Bailey
Number 14 for the Pigeons,
And that's obviously
Ryan
father-in-law David
Bruce.
Sinclair that just gave in the medal for Bailey. So nice moment.
What about Ryan Bruce? An outstanding game and a brilliant finish in the final quarter, set up by some brilliance from Lee Williams.
I don't think he's underrated in the Ovens and Murray anymore, Gussie. I think the earlier in the
Number
year, he thought he was
15,
underrated, not anymore.
Ned Pendergast.
Empty head. How good. His job today.
Big shout
was
out to Nan.
Yeah, fantastic job here. Ned Pendergast deserves a medal.
His role on Jacob Conlon throughout the final series was great. I think he's cramping as
He's got the boot off, so I reckon it might be a bit of an ankle.
Well, a few sherbets will sort that one out
I
tonight.
reckon him and Kyle Tyson will go close to best on, just from what I've heard. So I reckon he'll be right up there.
Number 17, Logan Morey.
Big crunch goal, wasn't it?
What a second half of the year Logan Morey's had. He's probably one we thought was on the outside, and today I thought he was really strong again for him. Just his running up and down the wing, and yeah, one of the big goals towards the end there, as you say, Robbie.
Number 18, Tyler Lovell.
Thought he had a solid game today, boys. Didn't do anything wrong.
He nailed Max Byrne with a good shirt front at one stage, didn't he? But he's played his role so well this year, Tyler Lovell. I think a few times we've all probably thought maybe his spot in the side was under threat, but he just plays his role so well.
Yep.
Yeah, again, another bloke that's really deserved.
Number 19 for Yarrawonga, Jess Koopman.
And it didn't fall his way at times today, but he's just always dangerous. That's the thing about Jess Koopman. And he's a good forward defender, if that makes sense, Monty. He gets the tackle in, you don't get the ball out easy.
Such a hard role to play, that small forward. When you've got a couple of key targets that it's going to go over your head a lot, you just got to make sure you're at the fall of the ball.
Number 24, Willie Wheeler.
What an outstanding second half from Willie. He broke the tag and the numbers back that up, Freaky.
Yeah, he only had 3 disposals to half time, but ended up having the 15 of the game, so the 12 in the second half.
I just don't know what they're doing at centre clearance, Aubrey, with their tag. Just dropping Page off him. But I'll tell you what, geez, he works hard, Willie Wheeler. For a guy that doesn't look like a super athlete, he does not.
Number 25, Lee Williams.
Not a big bag for Lee, but gee, he did some great team efforts and played an outstanding role today. Set up 2 goals and kicked one himself.
Well, you think how many times he brought the pill to ground and just made a contest and really got his other smaller
Number
blokes
30,
involved.
Jordan Urquhart.
He was good in the last quarter, Jordan Urquhart. Geez, he pulled off a couple of big tackles.
Another guy just plays his role week in, week out, and that's what you love. In teams like this, you've got to have your role players, and Urquhart's definitely one of them, and he did it beautifully all year. And to get a medal at the end of the
Number
year is really
44
well
for the Pigeons, Kyle Tyson.
Well, he may not have gotten the votes on the game, but he will get in the votes tonight, Kyle Tyson. He will party long into the week.
Not just tonight, tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, I
Monday,
reckon.
Tuesday. He'll have the special
Maybe
sunnies
Wednesday.
on.
Yeah,
Him and our mate Pendergast.
Number 49, Dylan Conway.
I thought he played a solid game today, gents. Really set the tone in the first term with 2 big goals.
Yeah. He just, with his age, he just, in a hot day, runs out a little bit of fuel tickets, but yeah, impacted early, and that's what counts in a close game.
I now call upon the captain of the Yarrawonga Pigeons, number 6, Lee Masters.
Captain of the team of the year last year. Captain of Yarrawonga, a premiership captain. And he was absolutely outstanding. A premiership winning mark on the last line of defence in the final term, helping Yarrawonga to the victory.
He's just a superstar of the competition, isn't he? He just puts his body on the line every single week.
And the coach of
This will be a
the
big
Yarrawonga Pigeons, Steve Johnson.
Well, our man Lukey Francis.
I don't know who's more excited, Lukey or the Yarrawonga
I
Pigeon
think
faithful.
Lukey's going to love this, getting Stevie J up on stage.
He'll hug him. Give him a hug, Lukey.
First year as a senior coach of Yarrawonga, and he's claimed the premiership. He's going to say a few words, Stevie J. Hopefully he doesn't drop the magic once again, but
I now call upon the president of the SS&A Club, Mr. Eddie Dunlop, to make the presentation of the 2023 SS&A Premiership Cup.
So Eddie Dunlop hands the cup over to Yarrawonga, Lee Masters and Steve Johnson. And Stevie J's calling upon a few people to come down and be a part of this.
Mark Wiley's who he's calling across, mate, so just to be him part of it.
Yarrawonga Premiers. 11-10-76 over the Albury Tigers, 10-12-72. We'll take a break here on O&M Live. On the other side of the break, a full post-game wrap as we celebrate the Yarrawonga Premiership in 2023. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
Ground Up Building Products.
Great to eat?
All your building
Check out
needs
Social
from the
Dining
ground
Bar.
up.
And right now, you can get a
O&M
barramundi
Live
fillet
on
served with chips
2AY.
and dill hollandaise for
Sports
just
Day
$22.
for Kia
Come
and
be
Red
part of
Energy.
it all at
Hamish,
Social
can I
Dining
ask
and
you
Bar at
how you
SS&A?
feel about people like myself who have a
injury can
differing
stop you
view
from
to
living
yours
life
and
to the
think
fullest.
that what
Or
Braden
Wodonga
Maynard
Private
did was
Hospital specialises
reasonable in the
advanced
context of a
orthopaedic
football game?
services
I've got
and
no
offers a
issue
full
with
range
people
of
with a
care
differing
from
opinion on the
diagnosis to
internet. It's really
surgery
hard
and
for me to look at it
rehabilitation.
and not be
Get back
personal
to
with
the
it. My
life you
initial
love
reaction
with our
watching it
support.
was that was just football, and then when I looked at it again, that's where I saw the remonstration.
Sports Day, tonight from 6 on 1494 2AY. By spending your money here on the border, you're staying in the local loop, saving jobs and helping the region grow.
With a comprehensive range of top quality fabrics and materials and over 50 years experience in the trade, Wodonga Upholstery can bring new life to your favourite furniture. Call Andrew at Wodonga Upholstery on 60593817 for your obligation-free in-home quote.
For more information about how you can help our area by shopping locally, click on the local loop at 2ay.com.au. It's an ever-changing property market. If you're wondering what your property is worth, find out from the team who knows the Albury region. At Ray White Albury Central, we'll give you a free sales or rental appraisal so you'll know for sure. Come and see us today.
Ray White Albury Central. I'm moving out, I'm moving up.
RayWhiteAlburyCentral.com.au.
Here's one from me tradie, mate.
The Mahindra S11 automatic pickup ute with the Ruthie approved work pack includes a
Go where you can live and learn locally. Go where students come first. Go for the choice of 120 courses across 11 campuses. Go for it with GoTAFE.
0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
GoTAFE is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTAFE is the place for you.
GoTAFE is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.